Hey guys, Archie Luxury on the we are on the Archie Luxury live stream channel. Guys, this is the program to be on. This is the one, guys. You are here and welcome, 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 welcome. That's right, guys. I want to get as many people as I can on the stream. That's right. We like to get the punters on the stream. And it's important to get good audience guests. Remember, this program depends on super chats and it also depends on good panelists. That's what I try and do, is get good guests and great panelists. Without the panelists, it's very difficult to survive. That's right. It is very tough. It's a tough ask. And it's an interesting thing. The whole watch thing is a changing environment. Less people now. It is different. It is what it is. It is. Yeah, that's how it does go there. It is different. It's different. It's different. World is a different place. It is different. Everything is changing. So, guys, we've got a great show lined up today. Let's run an intro and let's start this fucker. Let's get the intro and let's start the fucker and let's get this baby off the ground. And there we go. We are live and we are running the stream. We've just got our first super chat in for the night from our good friend, the Patel, the Philippe. This is the best Philippe there is. We're very grateful to have the Philippe in our midst. Patel Philippe, $5. Check WhatsApp and then head to Monochrome. Check WhatsApp. It's fantastic. We're going to head to Monochrome. Let's head to Monochrome and let's have a sticky beak here at Monochrome. I got to tell you, Monochrome themselves there, they have some good articles. A lot of garbage article. This is the problem with the watches. You can't just report on Rolex shit or Tudor shit all the time, can you? You can't. And that's the big problem there. Some of this stuff that they release is fucking garbage. What do we got? The new Bulgari. There's a new Bulgari. Let's bring this fucker up on the screen here. It's a new Bulgari. Fuck Bulgari. That's a brand I fucking can't stand. The new Bulgari Octo Roma striking 8-day. Fuck, that's complicated. What does it do? Look at this. Skeletonized Bulgari. Bulgari's personality is intrinsically shaped by Rome. Okay, yeah, Italian. Incorporating elements of the city's magnificent imperial architecture into its fabulous jewelry and watches. Okay, but the marketing spin. Okay. It doesn't really remind me of Rome, but okay, if you say it is. It is modern. How much is this fucking thing? 33,000 Swiss francs. Fuck me dead. That's 60 fucking $1,000, I think. What's that? 33,000 Swiss francs. How much is that? 33,000 CHF to USD. Fuck me. Oh, no, that's 40,000 US. 39,000 US. 39,000. Fuck me dead. That's a lot of money for a fucking Octo. I'd rather buy a fucking two-tone Daytona myself. I'd rather get a two-tone Daytona. That's for sure. I'd rather do that. That's for sure. I'd rather fucking do that than fuck with this sort of stuff. Let's have a look here. What do we got here? So what do I think of it? Fuck me dead. What is the case? Fuck. The case, 44 mil, titanium with matte black DR. I hate DLC. That peels off. Sapphire windows on case middle and sapphire crystal over dial. Fuck me dead. I'd never buy this fucking thing. Skeletonized black chapter ring with white minute markings. Okay. Fuck me dead. This is expensive. 40,000. What's that? 50,000 Aussie dollars. Fuck me dead. Striking 8. What's it got here? October 24. I mean, fuck. What do you think? Fuck, that's so much money, isn't it? What is that to AUD? Let's have a look. Put it into Aussie pesos. 56,000. Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off. No. See, I'd rather buy a gold Breguet than this sort of shit, wouldn't you? If you were going to buy this shit at retail, you could get one of these secondhand? Hey? Secondhand, I'd get a secondhand fucking World Time and Platinum. You're not going to lose your fucking ass on. Look at that. You're not going to lose your fucking ass on this sort of shit. How would you seriously buy that garbage? You could get one of these, a white gold, much cheaper than that, and it's a fucking Patek World Time. That's a fucking much better watch. I'd rather buy an Alfa Romeo and you run it as a fucking daily than buy that fucking Octo fuckmissimo. The Octo shits. The Octofucks. I'd rather take my Lamborghini cross country as a rally car than buy that fucking Octo fucktissimo. That's what I'd rather do, man. That is fucking insanity. Do you see that? Fuck me dead. How the fuck would you get any money out of that? Seriously. How the fuck could you get out of that fucking thing? Would you ever get out of that fucking thing? Would you ever fucking get out of it? I don't fucking think so. David Connelly joining us. Hey, David, how are you? On the pro.
It's a good one.
Good one. Hey, how are you, David?
How are you doing? I'm good. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you well. What's going on in your world, David?
I apologize for looking like a drowned rat. It's just coming up for midnight here, and I was just out walking in the rain with this face.
David. It's okay. You look like Norman Gunston. He's a great Australian journalist, Norman Gunston.
All right.
You might take a few little pointers from him. He liked to have a few little razor cuts.
Cool. I'll look that up.
HR, we got a good panelist today. We got David Connelly, HR.
Archie, I'm just doing a quick drive-by. I just want to come in and say, David, I'm a big fan. You've livened the stream up. Keep doing you, brother.
God bless you. Well, that's a change. Last time I was on here, let's have a little... Actually, may I say a quick announcement to my dozens and dozens of fans?
Let me do an announcement first. Yes. Pleasey. Yeah, go on, David.
Yeah, the last time I mentioned the Archieverse was on the Docs Report channel, Delightful Gentleman. And I said that I'm done with watches and I'm done with the Archieverse and everything. I wished you all the best of luck. And I said that I have no intention of participating. I'm out. And they may be watching saying, well, why are you here? Just to explain myself, if you listen carefully, I said I would only come back if I was paid. So I'm being paid. Not very much, mind you, but I am being paid. And unfortunately, I need the money.
Arch, where's my 40%? Where's my 40%?
Yes, I got to tell you, I don't know if you've seen the YouTube channel. There's a great guy in Manchester or Birmingham called Fade to Grey. I don't know if you've started watching those.
No. Sounds no.
No, it's a fantastic. He talks about employment after 50.
I'll leave you to it, boys.
Oh, okay.
Thank you,
God
HR.
bless you.
And
Yeah.
he talks about employment after 50. And
Yep.
to be honest with you, it is a tough struggle. Why the thing I find difficult is we spoke before. How old are you, David? How old are you? You're similar age to me, I think, aren't you?
You know what? I'm not sure. I was born in 76. I think I'm 48.
Okay, 76. Good.
Yep.
So the thing is, why
Here we go again, by the way. I tell you what, it's an improvement on the last round of questions. Let's have a reminder of the questions that we had last time, Archie, shall we? So it was, how much do you earn? How much is your house worth? Where does your girlfriend work? Was it a few others? I think it was 2 hours worth of that.
Yes.
And of course, an endless stream of randoms coming on and telling me I'm an asshole. Perhaps we should speed things up, shall we? Shall I get going? Oh, you're an asshole. You're like an asshole. There you go. Anyway, I was actually
it's always
hoping...
a privilege to have you on. It's always
well, you know, I feel out of place. I don't belong here. I'm wearing an AliExpress $8 watch. You know.
Yeah. Give us a look.
I enjoy this.
Show us what you're wearing there.
Okay, it's a little. I got it because I went on holiday, and it's as cheap as chips, and I just got it. It looks like a Patek homage, but I've actually had a few Patek homages, and it's a lot bigger. In real life, it's got a kind of Bulova Seville vibe, you know. It's not fooling anybody, but it's got a rubber strap, and I thought if I wear it, maybe I won't get mugged and go swimming. Quartz, $8. But that's all I can afford, you know. It's tough. Anyway,
what line of work are you? You're a programmer, weren't you? A computer programmer?
That's right. Yep, I was indeed, and unfortunately, the whole thing is kind of on its ass. So I now have a new gig, Archie, and the new gig is I'm kind of doing a sort of online equalizer thing, which means that I help people who are being harassed online. I do have a certain set of skills.
Does that bring any money in, but?
So far, I'm only charging $1 for my services, just like the equalizer, but I managed to buy this, and it's good. You know, I'm good at it. So if anybody's having any challenges online, if anybody's being harassed or anything like that, help is at hand. If the odds are against you, and what's the ad? Odds against you? I can't remember the ad from the equalizer. Anyway, I'm your guy.
Edward Woodward. That was Edward Woodward, wasn't it?
That's the guy.
I liked him.
I liked him as well. So, he's... And you know what's interesting about Edward Woodward? He was the first male hero role model over the age of 50. That's right. And I think that those of us who are past the age of 21, we need role models, you know. So I love Edward Woodward and I love the equalizer. I think that, don't get me wrong, James Bond is great, but I don't understand why the watch community don't give Edward Woodward any credibility. I think his character in the equalizer was absolutely fantastic. And do you know that he wore 3 watches? I
Tell
have
me.
it on the box set. Yeah, yeah. He had one here. I think it's a Patek. He had another here. I should get screenshots. And he also wore a little old pocket watch. You know, he was a watchman, and nobody talks about the equalizer. Anyway, there you go. How are you, Archie? I do hope you're okay. I know that you've had a rough year, and I'm saddened to hear that, man. You know, and I hope everything is on the up, and we must presume that somehow, some way, everything is going to end okay. You know.
Yeah, look, it has been very difficult. I had one of my sons died, and it's a real tragedy. He even though I told him, be careful, don't do this, don't do that, it still doesn't make it any better. And I'm very upset about that. It's very upsetting. But you know, I tell you honestly, I've look the world itself there. I had a good friend of mine, Sirocco Sales. He recently passed away from pancreatic cancer, which was a big. He was a great pillar of the community. He was a great pillar, and it is. He died at 63. I just came back from the funeral last week. Actually, 26. Yeah, the funeral was 1 week, 1 day ago. 18th was the funeral,
Jeez.
and very sad,
Yeah.
but hey, it's what can you do there? That's the thing of life. We got a
Yeah.
super chat from our good friend Patel Philippe, $5. Get David's take on the buffoon on monochrome. This is the buffoon on monochrome as well, please. They've released this watch here. It's a Bulgari, and it's fucking crazy. It is fucking crazy. Who the fuck? I don't know who the fuck you'd never get your money back on this thing here. And the other thing they've released is a buffoon, the buffoon extraterrestrial meteorite dial of the buffoon. Look at this. There we go. Very interesting watch.
Yeah, I like the hands.
The price. Let's have a look at the price. The buffoon. They are quite a interesting. It's an interesting alloy. It's made from as well.
Yep.
Now the price on this baby here, 105,000 Swiss francs.
Holy moly!
It's expensive.
Well,
105,000
okay.
to that's 180,000 to Great British pounds. That is 92,000 pound. Fuck me dead. That's all I can say is fuck.
That's something in it. That's something.
Me dead. That is so much money. So fucking much
It's
money.
insane.
That is ridiculous. That is fucking ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Okay, that's I mean, it's an interesting watch. I get it. It's nice. It's different.
Yeah.
But fuck, I mean, that could have been manufactured by aliens. For all I care about that watch there.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous. Man, that is fucking expensive. That is so crazy. The money is crazy. What do you think? Do you like it?
I like the color and I like the energy. I think it's slightly difficult to tell the time, but when I look at something like that, I visualize how would I feel? Would I be lucky? Where would I be? Would I be happy? And I get a positive energy from it. But I think the price is obviously ridiculous. I've never owned an expensive watch, Archie, but I'll tell you, you have. And I often wonder how that must feel. I went on holiday just the other week and I wore a little Rolex Explorer homage from AliExpress. Now, this thing was technically perfect. It had the sapphire, automatic. It was beautiful. but I gave it away because I just figured that the whole point of an explorer is to be understated, but to
Yeah.
kind of send the message to one's self that I am somebody, you know, because I've got like $5,000 worth on my wrist.
Got to
And,
be
and
somebody. There's
yeah,
more to life than baubles. Let me catch up on these super chats here.
yeah,
We got
okay.
Apes, £5. David, we found out that Jock, that's the tattooed guy, isn't actually Scottish and actually from Lowland no Wales. Hello from
Llandudno, I think it is.
Bishop Briggs David. There we go. We've got
Okay.
Patel Philippe, $5. David, what was for supper at Mum's tonight? Indulge us in dish, dessert, and tea tonight.
Oh, just a microwavable curry, you know, no big deal. I apologize for not having anything more dramatic or exciting. Yep. Yeah. Anyway, well, you've had a few expensive watches, Archie.
Yes, sir.
Is there a different feeling, or is it all just a big show off
Look, actually,
brigade?
that's a very interesting thing. I've been through. Let me tell you something, David.
Yep.
Let me just catch up on these super chats and I'll tell you something. SR Bell, ask him why all Irish guys have. That's not nice, SR Bell. I'm not going to ask him that. SR Bell, $2. AC, would you suck this Scottish guy for $250,000? No, no, no.
Well, it
No.
would probably be less demeaning than the last time I was here.
We got Thomas Burnett, £5. Oi, David, our very own equalizer. I'm sorry to see that you're not wearing your Tudor FDX homage. That's my favorite watch that you like to flaunt. That's from Thomas Burnett. And we got David Patel Philippe, $5. Take David shopping on the Rolex site and customize a day date for the Trongate legend. Actually, we'll do something better. We will go to David SW and we will pick a ready-made watch for him.
Oh, no, don't do it. Don't do it. I was once in, Archie, let me tell you something, Archie. I was once in a band in the 90s, right? Played guitar. And we got a manager and everything. And the manager said, I'm going to take you out to get clothes. And we were all like, this is great. And he took us out and he showed us clothes. And then he said, okay, pay up. I mean, it's just like, you know, I can't reactivate those neural pathways, man. There's too much
How
pain.
expensive were the clothes?
Too much pain. You're going to show me a beautiful watch and it's going to just depress me.
I think for you, David, let's have a look here. There's some beautiful watches on the screen. So how much was the clothes? Which sort of shop? Expensive? What
we're
were
talking
they?
about 1994, you know. So it was a long time ago, and who knows? But we all thought we'd hit the big time because we get a manager, and his whole vibe was, right, we need to get new clothes. We were like, here we go, you know. And that was his vibe. Here you go, pay up, you know. So
did that help? Did you end up leaving him after that, or what happened?
After that, a whole lot of nothing happened. We never got any gigs or anything, and he gave excuse after excuse. And then one day I said, I bet you I can do a better job of getting gigs than him.
Was he charging?
No, he wasn't. He wasn't. It was just a vanity project, you know. We failed miserably, and in most instances, there were more people in the band than there were in the crowd. Funnily enough, though, there's a TV show they had in the UK called Stars in Their Eyes, where people do impersonations of famous singers. And the guy who sang won Stars in Their Eyes. He broke the all-time record, actually. And he went on as Freddie Mercury and got about a gazillion views, you know. His name's Gary Mullen, and you can look that up if you want. But that was who sang for us, you know.
What was the name of the band you had?
You'll not find it anywhere. It was called Venus, and yes, everybody did used to score out the V and chuck a P, you know, typical Glasgow crowd. Yeah, it just never happened for us, but it was very peculiar being in a band with a guy.
You asked me something. I want to answer your question.
Sure.
and then I will pick the watch for you. But let me say this to you. I remember one time I had a friend. This was after I had the terrible burglary. It was 6 months after, so I should have recovered.
Mm.
And I remember I was in the first class lounge, Singapore Airlines, Sydney, flying business class to Singapore. I
Mm.
was in the first class lounge, and I can remember I was wearing a nice watch too, but I can remember being really depressed, just really down. And
Mm.
it's incredible. I mean, in a first class lounge, any drink is available.
Mhm.
Whiskey,
Mhm.
single malts, all this beautiful stuff,
Mhm. Mhm.
18-year-old malts.
Mhm.
Anything food you wanted, the chef would cook for you.
Mhm.
And I remember just being so fucking miserable.
Well, you seem to
And
say a nice watch. Was it expensive?
yes, everything was expensive.
Right.
I'm
Okay.
trying to remember, what was I wearing to that? I can't, you know what? I can't even remember what I
Mm.
wore on that trip.
Mm.
I think it was a blues. I think I wore my bluesy, which I'm wearing today. I think I wore this.
Right.
But what I'm trying to tell you is, you know what?
Mhm. Mhm.
Happiness, things like that, happiness and contentment and satisfaction
Mm.
don't necessarily come from expensive things.
Mhm.
Now, expensive things, if everything else in your life is good, yeah, they
Mhm.
make you feel nice. There's nothing nicer than going in a nice car, and it's nothing nicer than doing some nice things. It's like going into Harrods and buying some things, or
Mhm.
if you've got the money, it's great. But
Mhm.
if you are trying to worry about where you're going to find accommodation to sleep, going to Harrods is not going to make you happy in the least. If anything, it'll probably have the opposite effect. You think, fuck, this is ridiculous.
Mhm.
And this is the thing. Real happiness
Mhm.
doesn't come from like, I get what you're asking me. You're asking me, do these watches make you happy? And the honest answer is you become very accustomed to it,
Mhm.
and nothing really does. You know what I mean? It's a different world. Um, I recently drove a Bentley. Okay, a friend of mine has a Bentley. It's an
Mhm.
'08 or '09. I think it's an '09 Bentley. It was a cabriolet, black, beautiful black Bentley. Uh, it was a cabriolet, meaning convertible. The roof came off.
Yep.
I had to drive it. Yeah, it felt great. It had more power. It did this. But you know what? When you own the fucking thing, you're concerned about what expensive part is going to break tomorrow.
Mm.
The gas mileage is fucking atrocious because it's got a 12-cylinder engine in it. It's atrocious gas mileage.
Mm.
Um, it's enjoyable. If everything else in your life is great, sure, it can be nice, but that doesn't necessarily make you happy.
Mm.
And we got our good snake, Mike the Snake, the arbitrator of happiness, joining us now. So, I got to tell you, David, sometimes in life, you would think, let me tell you this. I tell you an interesting thing. I know people who've stayed at places like the Waldorf Astoria, the super hotels in New York.
Mhm.
And I've stayed in cheap places. If you've managed to pull a girl back, take her back on a date to your room and have fun, you're having a lot more fun than the guy at the Waldorf who
Mhm.
fucking can't get anybody. You
Yeah.
understand? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
sometimes it's swagger and your abilities.
Mhm.
The
Mhm.
reality is big money and that there. Yeah, money can help make you happy. The problem is when you lose money, that makes you feel miserable. If you never had it in the first place to lose it,
Mm-hmm.
you wouldn't be that miserable, right?
Yep.
The loss
Yep.
of these things can make you very sad.
Yep.
So when you tell me you had an expensive watch and this, you know what? To some degrees, they're nice, right? But to some degree, it doesn't really matter.
All right.
It really doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, listen, it's not a loaded question. It's there's no follow up. Like, I got you. I'm genuinely interested.
No, I'm just saying to you, like, it's nice to have a nice watch. Yes, it is, right?
Hmm.
But
Archie, are you up to date on your super chats? I
we're
think you might
catching
be
up
getting
now,
behind.
Mikey. Yeah,
Okay.
sorry. Apologies. So
No
I got to
worries.
tell you to pick a watch for David here. Let's go to David SW. What I would pick for David, I tell you what I would pick for him.
Hi, David. By the way,
Hi, how you doing? Nice to see you.
I'm fine, thank
Tell
you.
you what I would pick.
All
Let's have
right.
a look here. And we'll go for a good bang per buck. Good bang per buck watch. These are getting expensive. You know what? You know what? This here would be enough for you. That's a 36 mil. 36 mil. That's a bit small. We want something a bit. Here we go. We're looking at just under 40,000 US dollars. 40 mil, day date, modern, silver dial, Romans.
There you
That
go.
would be absolutely
Oh, I like that.
beautiful.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
would,
yeah,
I
yeah.
would rock
That's a
that. I would
beautiful
rock
watch.
that all day long.
Yeah, yeah. I'd be
That's
able to say to somebody
beautiful.
that watch costs more than your car.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? I mean, happiness isn't from
Yeah, yeah. No, I
happiness isn't.
like it. I like it. It's very nice.
Now we got some super chats. Let's catch up here. We got Patel Philippe. Take David shopping on Patek site and pick a Calatrava and a grand complication for him. Now let's have a look here, David, because I got to tell you something. I think we could do one better than that. Let's go and have a look at the pre-owned market. We want to do pre-owned for you. We want to get a good buy. Let's have a look. I tell you what I would buy for you. Let's have a look here. Have a look. Patek Philippe. Where is Patek? Let's have a look. Some Pateks. Here we go. You know, a simple Patek Philippe for you. I tell you what I would get for you. Let's have a look. Something beautiful.
David,
Breast.
do you like larger watches or smaller watches?
Oh,
He likes
probably
larger.
39 mil or something would be my ideal.
38.
39 maybe. 38. I don't know. 38, 39.
I tell you what I'd get
yeah.
you. $28,000, a 6-1. Look at this. This is a nice modern size. Look at that, David. You could show your
I'm
mum. Your
looking.
mum would be proud of you.
Oh, good.
Look at that. So
I'm not seeing anything.
beautiful. Oh, sorry.
not seeing anything.
Apologies.
You're
Here
all
we
right.
go. Look at this.
Oh,
That's beautiful.
are you
It's not
saying? Can I
beautiful.
ask you a question? Are you saying that would
Oh.
suit me?
Yes, it would. Yes, it
Well,
would.
let me tell you something incredible. I was speaking with Patel Philippe, and he did the exact same thing a few months ago, and I think he chose the same watch, which,
Yeah.
if my memory serves me correctly, is pretty amazing.
Now, the interesting thing is this watch here is cheaper than that Rolex we had.
Yeah.
This is
That's
a beautiful.
mad.
Now,
But
Patel
it doesn't.
Philippe
It's not
also
on a
said-
gold bracelet either, Archie. That gold bracelet's like 12,000-15,000 bucks for that gold bracelet.
I think that
Now,
must
let's
be
go to
the one
pick
then.
Patel says we need to also pick a complication for you.
Yeah.
Let's go to David SW. You know what I would pick for you? Complicated Patek.
Yep.
Let's pick one. He's got a few
I like the
complicated
simple
Patek.
one, I like the simple ones.
Look at this here. 5524R Calatrava Pilot watch.
I do like that.
And the
I
size
do
on
like
this
that.
here. It's a beautiful watch. Look at
It
that.
looks like it might be giant though. Unfortunately,
42
I mean,
mil. 40.
I love the military style. It's probably my favorite style of watch right now. By the way, I got this one at an auction the other day. Check this.
Yes,
I
sir.
picked it up. I picked it up. It's a Smith's, and
Smiths was very.
yeah,
They were
it's,
very.
here it is. I just
A lot of
picked it up.
English cars had Smiths instruments. You know.
Yep. Yep. It's a little beauty, and it does a fantastic ticking sound, you know.
Very nice and understated.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I like it.
Beautiful watch, David. Now I got to tell you something. Getting back to the show here,
mhm.
this would be perfect for you. It suits
I
you.
don't know.
You like a
I
beautiful leather
do
strap
like it.
there.
I do like it, but I don't know if it would work with me, Archie, because I look like a ghost, you know. And I have to stick to light colors. Look at the color of my skin, you know. But I do like it. I
$5
love
to tell
the
for me.
style.
David, give us your 5-minute sum up of the man, the myth, the method actor, Archie. There you go.
Sure. The 5-minute sum up. Really? Well, okay. I'll say to your face what I've said in private and everything. I think you've always. I think you're more intelligent than you let on. I think that you've got a gift for doing the sort of Basil Fawlty thing, whereby you can shout and it's hilarious. I don't have that power. But one of the things that's interesting is what you were saying there about how you had this nice watch and you were in a hotel and everything, but you felt really depressed. And I'm
I was in
determined.
the first class lounge.
Yeah, well, there you go. I really don't want to be amateur psychologist, and I don't want to do anything that has a pretense of being high IQ. But I think that's interesting because I've made the observation, you know, as I'm sure you have, that people who are extremely extroverted, like Robin Williams, for example, they've got this dark side, you know? And so
Sure.
I wonder if maybe, and again, I'm not in any way being a life coach
No,
or
no,
anything.
no, no. You believe you. The funny thing is, but let me say this to you. The funny thing is, I could stay in a shitty hotel,
Mm,
and if you're able to pull a bird back, right,
hmm
you are much happier than a guy who's staying at the Waldorf Astoria,
Yep,
like it's $1,000 a night hotel,
yep,
who can't pull nothing off. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And you can stay at a modest hotel, and if you can pull a bird back to the room and have fun, that would be far more enjoyable than someone staying at super expensive hotel and just jerking off to themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like you've got to. It's the expensive hotel is beautiful. Yes,
hmm
I've stayed in many expensive hotels. I've flown business class. It is
hmm
amazing. Is it worth the money? No. No, of course not. It's not worth the money.
hmm
Does it make you happy? No. But if
hmm
everything else is going good in your life,
hmm
it's a wonderful thing.
Well,
However,
yeah, okay.
you know, I will say this to you.
hmm
The owning of expensive things doesn't necessarily. I know many miserable fucks who have a lot of expensive shit,
hmm
and they're very miserable fucks. Okay?
hmm
They're just miserable people. Um, like Mike, this guy on the panel here, he was on drugs for many years. He's not a super rich man. His family is quite well off, but he's actually pretty happy in his life.
Yep.
He's pursues his own goals. He has a good network of friends. It's funny. I recently, David, I went to the funeral of Sirocco. That's a character from our stream.
Mm.
And he lived on a beautiful big boat. He just bought a V8 Mercedes-Benz C63S before he died of pancreatic. And the honest answer is, he said at the service, they said, you know, he really enjoyed the live streams. See, you
Mm.
don't need to have a Mercedes-Benz and a big boat to enjoy the live streams. That is free, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
But look, the thing is in life, right? You don't need to have the big money to have happiness. Happiness itself Look, it's nice to have expensive stuff. It's nice to have, you know, I'll be honest with you, David. I think you're a very successful man. You don't give yourself credit. I think you are pretty happy guy. I think you are pretty screwed on there, and you do your own thing. You control your own narrative. What more could you want? Would this watch on the screen make you more happy? It'd be nice, but I don't think that is the sole key to happiness.
Okay.
It'd be nice if the band had, you know, the Venus, if it was like the Rolling Stones, you had residuals every month, £100,000
Yeah.
came in from Venus songs.
Mm-hmm.
That would be nice. Did you ever sing that song Venus? You know that song Venus?
No, but we did do the final countdown, which features the line, as you know, we're heading for Venus, right? The solo's a nightmare. I could never do it. My fingers are far too slow. I messed it up every time. I used to dread it.
What instrument did you play?
The guitar. The guitar.
Guitar.
No, the one
Guitar,
around
okay.
here. Yeah.
So, I mean, look, you know, the thing is this. You had fun.
Yeah.
You were in a band. Hey, that's a good experience. There's nothing wrong with this.
Yeah, I would say one of my top three top three moments in life was busking in the streets with in it, you know, of Glasgow. I mean that's what I did, and it was good, and it restored my faith in humanity and everything. And it was
Here
a good
we go. We've got a super chat. Patel Philippe, $5. Show David your collection. Okay, let's have a look.
My own collection.
I will.
No,
Well,
surely
I
not.
don't
You mean
really
yours?
like to,
Yours, surely.
I don't really like to show off. You know this. I really dislike to show off my collection, but I will certainly will bring up a picture. Just give me one moment. I'll get a picture up for you.
Cool.
The thing is, here we go. Got one picture here. Here's a beautiful picture of the. Here we go. This is the collection. 7 watches. 7 watches in the box. In the box. Here we go. 7.
Yep, okay. Oh, that's very cool. Oh, and that looks like an Amiga over in the bottom left.
Yep, an Amiga Speedmaster Man on the Moon. There's a Zenith right next to that. Then there's an Explorer 2.
Wow. Can I ask you about that actually? I recently watched a documentary, a few documentaries about the guy Daniel. Who's the watchmaker?
George Daniels.
The guy who invented the coaxial. That was the one. Aye. And as I'm
George
sure.
Daniels is an English guy, yes.
That was the thing, and I saw the lecture. They were talking about how it worked, and it was a more efficient thing, and it didn't need service. Blah 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 blah. And I remember coming away from that thinking to myself, that is just a superior movement. I mean, there's no two ways about it. And so the funny thing is, I find the Omegas to look a little bit clunky, but I'd find it really if I had $2,000, let's say. I'd find it really hard to see beyond an Amiga because it's just like verifiably, demonstrably a better movement. Is it not?
That's the coaxial movement. That's
Yeah.
the coaxial, which is more. Yeah, okay. This one here is kind of not. It's got some coaxial technology in it, but it's. I get what you're saying. Yes, that is a. Fantastic.
How do you see beyond it, Archie? How do you see beyond that? Do you know what I mean? Because to me, it just ruined the whole watch industry when I found out about that. It's like a car that can do 1,000 miles an hour, and it's just ruined everything.
Well, no, different people have different techniques. He found it. He was an interesting character, George Daniels. He had his own brand of watches, which are extremely valuable. But the thing with him is, no, it doesn't. Look, there's always different technology, different things. Like the thing I must tell you is a lot of these modern Rolexes now, they are so much more accurate and reliable than older Rolexes. They do have some improvements. The waterproofing in a lot of these watches here, and these watches here, some of the beautiful ones at the back there. That's a JLC chronograph. That's a big chunky monkey gold chronograph
Mm-hmm.
at the back there.
Is that the one on with the 12 on the top?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, cool.
The other side is a solid gold Breguet chronograph. It's
Oh,
there's some
is
nice.
is that a new
Nice.
one?
That's why. Well, they're new to me. I mean, I
Yeah, yeah.
kind of but I will tell you now. What he says is, I'll show you this. This is my actually. I will help you a bit here. My favorite 3 out of those collections there. This is the
Mhm.
favorite 3, which is a bigger photo you can see here. Da da
Yep.
da da. My favorite 3. That's the Breguet in rose gold.
Ooh.
That's the bluesy, which I'm wearing today.
Yeah.
And then there's the Paddock. That's a world time on my wrist.
That's really cool. Can I see the thing on your wrist, Archie? I'm just curious to see how it
Oh, well, that's
looks.
the one in the middle. That's the one
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the
Let me
middle.
have a wee look. I just
And
sometimes
that's
it looks different.
That's
I was
the
wanting to see
sub.
it on if it was big or how it looked, if you know what I mean.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Sure.
It can sometimes change a watch, you know. Ah, right, right. That's good. That's good. That works. That works for sure.
It's
Yeah, yeah.
soft.
And yeah, yeah. And I see you've got it loose as well. That's cool.
Yeah, I don't like it tight. I don't like tight.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
like tight. I like a little bit of looseness there, you
No,
know.
that's good. That's good. You actually make it look quite natural, which is a surprise. I thought it would have been a different vibe, you know, but that's cool.
So just to show you there, that's that Patel was saying, show your collection and then remove a bunch of watches until you're left with 3. So that would be my 3 that I think are that's the best. But
That's
you know
cool.
what? It's that collection there. There's
Yep.
some really nice pieces there. You can see which 3 do you think is your favorite there? Tell me the 3 you like. You don't have
Sure.
to know anything about watches. Just tell me.
Sure.
It's like
Can
a
you bring?
sweet. Here we
Yeah.
go.
Can you
We're
bring them
putting
up?
up the screen now. Here we go. Pick 3.
Okay.
Pick
For
3
you or for me?
for
Because it's a
you.
different issue.
You.
For me.
For you.
All right. The White Explorer 2 for sure.
Yep, that's that one there.
Probably the top left one. I don't know what that is, but I like it.
Oh, that's the Breguet there in gold.
Oh yeah, that would be one. And for me, I would try on the Omega, and if it looked decent, I'd go with it. But I don't think it would work for me. But I just think it's a really nice design, you know. So it'd probably be
Yes.
those
3. Okay, there we go. We got
Yeah.
another super chat. Patel Philippe, $5. Take David to Anderson and Shepherd and ask what sort of sartorial gent he would have made bespoke, details and all. Anderson and Shepherd. Now these are expensive tailors. This is not just cheap tailoring. This is fucking ridiculous expensive tailoring.
How much do you think this was? This tie?
You know, it doesn't matter. That's a rude question. Never ask a man
It's
about
all right.
his
I don't
tie.
mind. I don't mind. This was 50 pence out of the Salvation Army. And if anybody's wondering why I dress like this, it's because if I go in a shop or something like that and I'm like this, I'm not going to get hassled by the security guards, you know? If I see, if I'm walking down the street and some person walks by, let's say perhaps a lady, and I say, oh, good evening, she probably assumes there's a chance I'm not going to, you know, attack her or something like that. There's a lot to be said for dressing like this, but none of it's expensive.
Cool. Look at these guys here. They're well dressed. I like the double-breasted suit on the end here. That's what I like. Look at that. How could you say that's out? That's a beautiful. He looks very distinguished. They look like 3. I wouldn't like to owe any of those guys money, would you?
Do you know what I don't get though? How come they can't get their ties right? Look at the guy in the middle. Look at his tie.
No, that's okay. The ties, I think that knot's okay.
Look at mine. Look, I haven't even adjusted it. I'm just out the corner.
No.
You know.
No, I know what you're saying there.
It's really not that difficult.
I got a tie here. I got a tie here. It's funny. Ties. I don't even wear a tie much now. I'm finding I'm very less and less times wearing a tie.
Interesting. I actually don't wear a tie, believe it or not, if I'm selling.
If
I'm trying to sell you something, I will not wear a shirt and tie.
yes,
I'll dress like you.
It's best to imitate your customer. That's what they say.
Well, it's not so much that. The shirt and tie is the uniform of the salesman, you know? And I think one of the reasons why I was so unpopular last time is because people erroneously assumed that I was trying to sell, and I wasn't.
These are the younger guys here. They look quite dapper, very dapper guys. Look at these stock of materials and history. Fuck, this place is absolutely incredible. The Prince of Wales shops there. Appointment to HR. Well, that'd be the king. That's the king now, isn't it? That's the king.
Well, so they say. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
What a fucking amazing. Does it mention pricings? No pricing. I don't think they mention. It's horrible to talk about money, isn't it?
No, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't change me. I have no secrets. It's fine. I don't mind. I don't have any secrets. I think it's just kind of good to be a guy, because it's like, I remember going into this workplace I was at one day and I put on a jacket like this, a t-shirt, nothing else, and everybody's going, "Oh, you're so smart." And I'm like, really? It's that easy, you know? Excuse me. Women don't have the ability to do that type of thing where they just throw something on it and it changes their whole energy that way. Do you know who's
for women? They take something off, take the bra off.
Do you know who's a really great dresser? You'd never guess.
I love this. Look at this. This is what I'd love. Look at this. The pinstripe double breast. That fucking looks.
I don't know, man. Would you trust the guy who wears that? Would you trust the guy who wore that? You know, if he picked you up at the airport and says, "Come with me." But I was going to say, do you know who's a really good dresser? Archie.
That is fucking superb. I'll be honest with you. That is fucking superb.
I'm getting this out, Archie. I'm getting this out. Okay. Do you know who's a good dresser? Humor me, God damn it. Let's have pretense of a two-way conversation.
Who's a good dresser?
Jeremy Clarkson. He's actually a very, very sharp dresser. You look at the way he's dressed on all dimensions, even the watches and everything. He's a remarkably good dresser. I think he's one of the best dressed guys on TV, actually.
Jeremy Clarkson. Good point. That's an interesting. Yes.
Yeah. You'd never think it, but check it out.
You're right. Super chat. Andreas, $5. Take David to the Gnomon site and pick a watch for him. Take David to the Gnome site. What is
I don't know what that means.
Site. What does that mean?
I think it's pronounced Gnomon.
Gnomon site. Let's have a look. Gnomon. Let's have a look. Genome. Okay, here we go.
All right, this looks cool.
Let's have a look.
This looks pretty cool.
Oh, they got some interesting stuff here.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
A lot of independence, lower end stuff. Okay. I tell you what, this is what we'd take. We'll get this Steinhardt for you. There you go. Steinhardt, 39 mil. It's like an Explorer 2 homage. That's a vintage Explorer 2. I think that's it. 900. That's quite reasonable money. Look at that. There you go.
That's cool.
Complete
Did I have one with a white face?
What more do you want?
I'd like one with a white face. I have to.
This vintage one only came in black. They only did it in black.
All right, okay.
Got another super chat. Yankee Doodle, $2. David, do you wear a suit and tie all day, every day?
Pretty much, unless I'm selling, like I say. But pretty much. Yep. Yeah, and it's kind of like I've only been doing it for about a year, and the way I would explain it is it's a bit like I remember I used to work for some very rich clients, and they had this black bank card, and apparently you could show this anywhere and get anything, private jets and everything. Maybe you know more about this than me. And when you dress like this, it's a little bit like having a special kind of pass. People treat you slightly differently. If there's a police stop, for example, and they're stopping everybody and breathalyzing them, you dress like this and they'll give you a little nod. You don't get hassled by security guards. You walk down the street and, people say, "Oh, how are you doing? Nice to see you." It's kind of like a declaration that, listen, I'm not some thug. And it's an amazing thing. It's a beautiful wee thing. And funnily enough, you don't get hassle from any of the local Neds or anything. We've had a few ruffians in the neighborhood, and they're always respectful to me. They have this crazy idea that I'm something that I'm not. So I would encourage anybody to just give it a try and see how you get on. It's the world's biggest practical joke because it's not expensive. Everything I'm wearing costs less than $50, the whole lot, by the way. So anybody can do this. It's very inexpensive, and you can just have a laugh and just watch how people treat you differently. It's really cool.
I got to tell you, actually, it's funny you say that, David. No joke. He's given the gag away. Let me say this to you. I often will wear a suit like this, and the suit jacket doesn't even match the pant. Doesn't even have to be perfect. They still treat you.
Yeah,
It doesn't.
Totally.
Doesn't.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I must say this to you. I travel in a suit with a jacket for a number of reasons. Okay, let me explain to you why I do it. I find I totally agree. You get less hassled when you dress up. And when you go to court, if you ever go to court, right, you should wear a suit. It's respect to the court, respect to the judge, right?
Yep.
If you turn up as a dirty scrote, no respect for the situation. If you turn up dressed well, they have more respect for you. Now, the other thing is, okay, I travel with a suit often because the jacket lets me, sometimes the airlines I fly, they weigh your luggage. You can stuff all sorts of things in your jacket that are heavy, like the battery pack.
Airports are great. Tell them about the airports, Archie. I mean, it's just, you're in the VIP club.
You're full of, you've got all sorts of pockets and things
you
can shove stuff in.
You never get hassled. From
and then you can put it into another bag. When you're on the plane, you can take your jacket off. And there you go. You
never get bothered by the guards either. Am I right, Archie?
Yes. The other
thing
don't
bother you.
I got to tell you is that it also helps. Look, it never hurts to dress up, and you can always dress down very easily. You can take the tie off. You look like someone of authority. It's just subconscious.
Yeah. We had a team outside. We had a team of there's a young offenders place nearby, and these young folks showed up and were lighting fires and throwing things at people and causing all sorts of hassle. I headed out there, and I'm a short guy. I'm only 5'7". There's nothing intimidating about me. And I headed out, and as soon as I headed out, they were like, "He's a cop." And I was like, "No, I'm not." And they were like, "You're a gangster." "No, I'm not." But they couldn't. They wouldn't go near me, and they haven't been back. And I never did anything intimidating or anything like that. But people treat you differently, and it's an incredible thing. And honestly, to anybody listening, just give it a try. You're going to be laughing your ass off. It's the world's funniest practical joke, and I would highly encourage it.
Archie, you got some super chats stacking up.
Catching up here. We got a super chat here. We got Patel.
Got a lot of
AC3. Have a dram of blue with David. Yes, I will have a dram of blue. That's a whiskey. This was bought by Patel Philippe. I'll come back to that in a minute. Nick Foss, 550 knock. A small tune from David. I know you always keep the guitar one arm's length away.
Yeah.
Can you play something for us there?
I don't know if I've got it nearby, but let me tell you, Archie, I'm really not that good at it.
Might be a bit late.
Yeah, and I'm not that good. I'm not that good.
That's okay. That's okay.
guitar
Tell
since-
Philippe, $5. AC3. Tell David what you loved and hated most about the UK from your travels this summer. Look, I tell you honestly, I went there to the UK. I like England. Okay, I have a British passport. I really do like England. What I dislike about England is the fact that we had to travel small distances, but the motorway always seems to be so busy. It seems so busy, even though it may only be 10 miles away. It takes forever to get there. I must tell you, England itself is I quite like it. I like the temperature. It's that cooler climate, but it seems to be very, very expensive. It's expensive. London is expensive. And I got to tell you there, I really enjoyed my stay in London. I really did like it. But what did I dislike about it? Look, what did I liked a lot of things I liked about England. I really do like England. What did I dislike about what did I like? I like the weather. I like the food is amazing, beautiful Indian food, Italian, really nice food in England. The people, I think the people are quite friendly, to be totally honest with you. I think the English are quite friendly. I never had any qualms whatsoever. I had some nice times there.
Yeah, I like English people too. You do realize England is, of course, a different country from the one I'm living in, right, Archie? Yeah.
Yeah. I got to tell you, I really enjoyed it. I think England is pretty nice country. It scares me. It kind of what worries me is that it's I think it'd be very difficult for me to relocate to England. The cost of housing is expensive, horrendously expensive. The cost of food is everything is dear. It's very expensive. I suppose you could say that about a lot of
it's London though. Don't let it put you off, Archie. Don't let it put you off. You could have gone somewhere and had things for a fraction of the price, you know? I mean,
yeah, I know what you're saying. We got Dirk Diglock, $2. David, will you die if exposed to sun?
Maybe it's a problem, and yeah, I think I've got a challenge with that. I've mentioned this before. It's like you see the white patches.
Yes,
I have these white patches. I'm pretty sure it's vitiligo, and I cannot get rid of them. It's not a lump. It's literally just white, you know, and it's a problem.
So you need more sun then, or less sun?
No, I think it's basically it's a skin condition. It's the thing Michael Jackson had. So lucky me, I get that.
Patel Philippe, $2. Best curry house in Glasgow, and what would you get?
There was a good one. It's shut down though, unfortunately. There was a good one called the Koh-i-Noor, but it's gone. So I'm on the lookout.
Did you like? I love butter chicken, by the way. I'm very simple. Butter chicken with naans.
Yeah.
I think that's a very, very
That's
nice.
a good call. That's a good call. I think they're at their best if you've got a cold coming on. I'm pretty sure that some of those curries have magical properties, you know, and they can fight off colds and flus. So
we've got Dirk Diglock, $2. David, do you get nervous around garlic and crosses?
Well, I tell you what, they're all being quite gentle tonight. This is interesting. By the way, can I ask what happened to Cully's channel? He had one, Villages Baby. Forgive me if I'm not supposed to mention this, but I noticed all these videos were deleted. What happened there?
No idea. Curly used to do some work for us.
Yeah.
And, you know, Hey Boo, if you're watching, hey Boo. Look, he
I don't want to create any drama,
yeah,
heaven
he
forbid. I'm,
Curly always pushes the envelope, like many artists. He pushes the
mm,
envelope, and the people he was with sort of said, "Hey, this is a bit extreme."
mm.
Patel Philippe, $5. David, what's a higher likelihood? You meeting Nessie at the lock or Archie selling his gold JLC in the next 20 years? I got to tell
Who
you,
knows?
sometimes, David, I got too involved. I'll be honest with you. I
Mm,
bought a few too many watches,
hmm.
and I must confess with you, there was no reason to have done that. Why did I do that?
Mm,
I was nuts. I was too heavily involved there. I
mm,
tell you the truth, too crazy. I just went too crazy. I bought too much, and
hmm.
sometimes less is more.
Yeah,
Rick
yeah.
Foss, 20 knock. D, will you play the guitar for Erin? Pretty please.
I couldn't. I'm really not that good. I've played a long time, but my fingers are too slow. They've always been too slow, you know. Um, uh, yeah, it wouldn't impress you. It's nothing worth bragging about.
David, Dirk Diglock, $2. David, how many centuries since you turned immortal?
That's an interesting question. What's a good response, Archie? Help me out.
Thomas Burnett, £5. Ahoy, David. What software programming advice would you give to Archie to get back into IT? Give him some tips on the best direction you would take, please.
I can give you some fantastic tips if you want, Archie.
Sure.
Okay, I actually think that it's not entirely programming. But if you look on places like Twitter, there's a lot of people right now who have problems with being harassed and stalked and abused and all sorts of stuff and just drama. And I think that this is something that you're probably, dare I say, experienced that. And a lot of the time, these people just need advice, almost like a public relations manager, but more in a sort of online de-escalating way. So I think if I was going to get into IT and if I was you, I would consider positioning myself as a sort of crisis resolution guy, that type of thing. I think you'd be good at that, and that would be it. Yep.
We got Dirk Diglock, $2. David, why are Scots so hostile and want to fight?
I
Because
don't
the
feel
English
that
was so
at
bad
all.
to them. The English was
Yeah.
so bad. That's the reason.
You know,
They've been invaded for centuries. People trying to steal their stuff. That's the reason.
I don't know, man. Look, I don't want to offend anybody, but as far as I can tell, the whole history of Scotland is basically a bunch of peasants arguing amongst themselves over which royal family to worship. Now, if people get emotional about that, that's great. Congratulations. I see myself as a member of the human race, though. I hope the accent does not sound too aggressive. But it's just where I was born. I had no choice, you know.
Yes, I see what you're saying there.
Yep.
We've got another super chat, then I'll go and get a drink. We'll have a drink, a wee
Okay.
laddie of whiskey. Frank the Tank, $2. David, can you show us your fangs?
We were really pushing this one, aren't we? We're really pushing this one.
Yeah,
I'm actually quite surprised, you know, because
whiskey. This is
yeah.
I ran out of whiskey not so long ago, and I was very fortunate that my good friend, the tan zeal,
Oh yeah.
he said to me, now this may not be this. People have criticized this whiskey, but it's still a very expensive drop. It's a blended Johnny Walker. The
Oh yeah.
blue is a very nice whiskey. I'm going to have a
Oh,
whiskey with you now.
right. They certainly know how to package them, don't they?
They do. I tell you what, that is a nice whiskey indeed there.
Yeah.
I'm going to actually, I'll just get a little bit of water to clean the glass first. And we've been paid for a whiskey. I'm going to have a whiskey too. It's a great honor. It's great to have you on, David. I must
Thank
say
you,
this.
man.
I've enjoyed
I'm
the
glad.
banter.
Well, last time we never really got a chance to connect very much, Archie, and I came away from it thinking, and people were like, "Well, what did you think of Archie?" And I said, "Well, in all honesty, if Archie walked past me in the street, I don't think he'd even know me, and I wouldn't blame the guy. It was a strange encounter, Archie, you know, and I don't blame you for that. It was just the way it worked out, you know." Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to pour a whiskey. Here we go, David. This is I cannot afford
Thank you.
whiskey like this. I don't buy this sort of
Well,
stuff.
maybe
but
I'll have something. Maybe I'll have something as well.
I'm going to have a whiskey because
Yeah.
fuck it. You know what?
Yeah.
That's it. Fuck. That's That's a
All right.
fuck.
Well, I'm going to join you, Archie, if you give me a minute, okay? Hang on.
Superb whiskey. The zeal is in the house. The zeal is in the house.
Here's to you. Drink them if you got them. Not quite as fancy as what you've got, Archie, but it'll do. All right. Okay. Well,
That's actually a very nice whiskey. Fuck me dead. That is nice. Beyond. That is beyond. Bluesy.
is that who's the gentleman at the bottom whose face just disappeared? Friendly guy.
Oh, that's Mike the Snake. That's Mike the Snake.
Mike the Snake.
Mike, right?
Yeah. Mike.
How you doing, Mike? It's
I'm doing
nice.
fine.
It's nice to talk to you. I have to tell you, Mike. I like to do a little bit of coding, and one of the greatest programmers of all time is a gentleman by the name of Terry Davis, and he's a huge influence on me. And he actually sounds a little bit like you. It's a cool thing, you know.
Oh.
He worked for Commodore, and he famously built an operating system single-handedly. You know, you should look him up. And yeah, it's kind of it's good, you know. It's a good energy to have that type of voice, I think.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, Coco, I'm just letting this cat out.
Uh-oh. Stepped away.
Yeah, I was just letting the cat out. Anyway, yeah, so great. Thanks.
Having a drink. Nothing like having a drink.
Yep.
I wish I drank. I don't.
We've got
drink
another
anymore.
super chat. Skies and boys, £2. David, will your door be open for Hogmanay? Hogmanay.
Yeah, well, my door's always open, and you're welcome. Anybody's in the neighborhood, you're welcome to pass by and say hello. One or two have, actually, believe it or not. And when they come in, they're like, "That is this it?" And then I say, "Well, I never wasted any of my fortunes on a mansion, you know." Yeah. Anyway.
There's so many other things, fun things to waste your fortune on.
Yeah. Exactly. Anyway, what do we think of these watches, by the way? Any comments on these?
Ooh, let's have a look there. What
They're
is it?
probably well below your price range, but
Oh, it's a lovely
Oh.
Seiko. Look at that. What a
What do you
beautiful
think?
watch.
Is that
I
vintage?
like your shark mesh bracelet. Look at that. The shark mesh
Yeah.
bracelet.
yeah, it's
Wow.
a very unusual one. It's got if you look at the movement, all the hallmarks of an automatic, but if you look closely, do you see the little circle there near the top at the
Yeah,
sort of 1 o'clock?
yeah.
That's a wee battery. So
Yeah, it's quartz. I noticed it ticking.
yeah, so this what happens is when you move it, that charges the little battery, you see.
Oh, okay.
And so it's called a Seiko Kinetic. And
Very cool.
Yeah.
It's kind
kinda
of like
cool.
a pre-spring drive.
precisely.
It's like the first descendant of the
Yeah.
spring drive, you know.
Yeah. This one's not mine. It's a friend's, but he's got me one. Believe it or not, he's got me a green one, and he says he's going to bring it up in the next week or two. So maybe I'll show you it when it comes in. It's a really cool watch, I think.
It's a
I
great
like
looking little Seiko.
Thank you. Yeah, I like it. Very flat.
It's a banger. It's a banger.
Thank you. Well, there you go. The seal of approval. Things are looking up. This is good.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I'm a big Seiko fan. Even though the level is generally the talk is usually above Seiko brand wise on this channel, but
Yeah.
we do venture down and talk about Seikos at times.
Aye.
And Seiko is one of my favorite brands.
Yeah.
Sure.
I would love to be able to talk about my latest Rolex or whatever, but look, at least I'm not pretending I've got one, right? At least my integrity is intact in that regard.
I like to talk about them. I like to
Yeah.
own them too, but then I just sold mine off to get a car, so I'm
Right.
in the process of trying to save up again and
Yeah.
just it's just stuff. It's just stuff. You
I
get
know.
it,
I know.
you sell it, you want it again, you're sorry you sold
Mhm.
it or whatever, you go buy another one, it's and life goes on. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the bottom line.
Yeah.
Whether or not you made money or lost money on buying or selling it is irrelevant to me. Like I want what I want when I want it,
Yeah.
and when I need to like sell it for something else, I do so with
Mm-hmm.
in good conscience. I know I'm losing, but I don't care because I'm getting what I want.
Yeah, that's cool. Maybe we're all getting the same thing, Mike, Maybe we're all basically on the same wavelength. I don't know. Do you know the Clint
I think a lot of people really, really dwell on I have to buy a watch that has to
Aye.
sell for more later,
Mhm.
or I can't
Mhm.
lose $1 on this watch later
Mhm.
on,
Yeah.
a lot of people kind of operate on that level.
Aye.
And I mean, I think it's a good way to think because
Yeah.
you won't go running around losing money all the time, but
Mhm.
it does happen. And if
Mhm.
you care too much about it, then you probably won't have the true watch that you truly love on
Yeah.
your wrist because you're afraid, because it's a tank as far as money goes. You're going to lose
Yeah.
money if you're going to go sell it, but you really wish you really had that one anyways.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that happens a lot.
Totally. Do you remember the Clint Eastwood movie Firefox?
Oh yeah.
There's something about this, and I know that he'd never wore this, but there's something about this that reminds me of that movie. I don't know why. I remember I went to Poland years and years ago. It has that kind of Eastern Bloc feel. I don't know what it is. He goes to Russia in it, and it's just the energy, and that's what it says to me, and I feel it. Nobody's looking at this and being impressed and saying he's wealthy, but it's the feeling, One of the things I wanted to ask you guys, let's suppose I had $2,000 in some
Yes.
imaginary world to buy a decent watch. What do you think I should go for? I mean,
what's your price range?
$2,000.
Say it was $2,000. Call it £2,000, $2,500 US. Let's say.
I got to tell you something. You know what? There, £2,000 can get
Yep.
you some decent stuff.
Yeah.
What I would be looking for is pre-owned. You got to look for pre-owned, right? I tell you what, I think the best watch for you. And I thought about this. Just 2000. You know what? This watch here would transform your life. Okay.
Okay, that's what we need to hear. This is it.
It's going to be a breaker.
This is peak Archie luxury here. I'm loving it.
It's going to be a breaker. This, I tell you, this is going to help you develop into the man you want to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to bring it up on the screen.
That's
now.
what I need. That's what I need.
Okay, here we
Let's
go.
have a
It's
look.
on the screen now. You got to search for it secondhand. I'll help you. I can
Okay.
help you a little bit. But basically, I tell you what I would do. This is the truth. This is not a lie. It's not fake or pretentious. Da-da-da-da. Let's have a look. We're going to zoom in. Okay. Look at this. Tudor. Look at this. Tudor Black Bay. No
Love
date.
it.
No pretension. It's got, this here is just like a vintage Rolex Submariner.
Yep. Aluminum bezel. This doesn't have a ceramic bezel or anything. It's just a straight nitty gritty, and it's big. It might be a little big for you, David. I think it's 42, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I love this watch. I'm all over it.
And you've got this watch, Archie, have you?
Actually, I gave this watch to my son for his 18th. Okay.
Right. Very nice.
But I bought this. I tell you what I paid. I actually bought this watch. Now, I got a really good deal because the guy gave me a little bit off, right? I paid, you use Great British pounds. I paid £1,700 for it.
Ah, right, okay. And that's a Black Bay,
Now,
you
that's
say?
hard. It's hard to get for 17, but you definitely get it £1,800.
And you reckon that would suit me?
It's a big watch. This is 41 mils. But you know what? What would suit you? You know, I tell you.
I might have one like that, Archie, right here.
It's a good watch. I actually had, let me tell you a
Not the
story. I
real
got a
thing.
good friend of mine who's a big watch dealer in Melbourne. He's the biggest watch dealer in Australia. Shawnee from European Watch Gallery. And he said, I said, what watch do you think is the best value? If you just one watch, that is it. He goes, Arch, the Tudor Black Bay with the in-house movement. It's basically a Rolex movement. He said that is incredible bang per buck.
Cool.
And this is it on the screen. Amazing bang per buck. And it's vintage, it's retro, it's a diver, it's waterproof, just a beautiful watch. That's all you need.
I'm not going to argue with you, but here's the thing, Archie. Like, I was looking at these Railmasters. I don't think they look that great, but the engines, you know, the movement appears to be pretty darn impressive. If you were going to put your Tudor here against something like a Railmaster, what would you be saying?
The Railmaster is one of Bear's most favorite watches.
Right.
Yeah. And
did you say one of Bear's?
Yeah, Bear. He's a person who used to be on the show a lot.
Right.
And it was one of his favorite watches. He loved his Railmaster.
Right.
And the Railmaster was offered by Omega in a trio set. A trio set of 3 different watches, one of which was the Railmaster and 2 other models. But I believe that particular Railmaster was like 1 millimeter smaller in case size than your regular Railmaster that you'd buy separately.
We got a few super chats. I got to catch up. Let me catch up a super chat. We got Dirk, Diglock, David. We have an opening for a Scotsman on the dungeon to host. You can call it your dungeon if you like. Just no fighting overweight Englishmen. Look, David, I don't want to put any pressure on you. I'm not trying to sell you double glazing. I'm not trying to do anything to upset you, okay? I'm not trying to do that. Let me say one thing to you, okay? I want to say it to you now nicely. I want to say it to you. Let me tell you this. We'd split the profit 40%. You get 40%.
Oh, right. Okay. Yes. Oh, geez. I blew it. Hang on. My negotiation skills suck. Nah, no chance. No chance. Peanuts, you know. There we go.
And I got to tell you something. Seriously, you think about it. We'll see what we can do to help you because we really do like you in the Archieverse.
Oh, God bless you.
£2. Ahoy, David. Did you sell the Steve Jobs Seiko?
I did, and I lost a fortune, man. It was worth $800, and I sold it for $78 at a badly ran auction. It was a disaster. I'm gutted.
I'm sorry to hear that, man.
It's all right. It's part of the game. By the way, the Tudor looks beautiful. Just to say, I think it looks better than the Railmaster. It's just I can't get my head away from this coaxial thing. It's annoying me. It's kind of ruined everything, you know.
We got a surprise guest just jumping on.
All right.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, David. There are little certain esoteric things about lots of different things that kind of can be so much as even be a deal breaker, you know.
Yeah.
You know, like I just can't stand this little thing about this, and so no, I won't buy it at all. Sorry.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
and it's just it's random and it's personal. You know, it's not like everybody agrees. It's just, you know.
Yeah. One of the things I've realized recently, Mike, though, is that I really like the kind of military style. Like, you know, the one Archie was showing a while ago. I think it was a Patek, but it looked kind of First World War, if you know what I mean. It had that look, the black face, the old school numerals. I quite like that style, you know.
I think that's Archie's his JLC, the big one with the gold one.
Was it a JLC? It was the one,
the big gold one in the corner.
It had hands that look a bit like this thing.
Well, Archie can pull up his collection very quickly. Pull. Let's figure out which watch he's talking about, Archie.
Yeah.
Yes, let's do it, Mikey. I'm with you on that there. This is the collection, Mikey. What do you think there?
Okay. So, are you talking about the second one to the right on top?
Count Connelly. Sorry, we got a guest. Quickly introduce Count. Hello, Count.
Can you please put me next to David? Give her the watches on full screen.
Who is this?
Count Connelly.
Who do you think it is?
I don't know.
Please, take the microphone.
That just got derailed.
What? David, how you going, buddy? I'm a huge fan here. Huge fan.
Great. Well, magic. I'll keep an eye on the post, and hopefully there's a laugh going to arrive any minute with that incredible introduction that you just submitted. Thank you. Good to see you.
I love your method acting. I love your method. What's your next move? You auditioned for Count Dracula. What the hell's going on here with the lighting?
My next, do you want to know what's going on with the lighting? Do you want to know what's going on with the lighting? I'll tell you what's going on with the lighting.
You sound like Baba here. You answer the question with another question.
Well, I'll tell you what's going on. The lighting's fucked. That's right.
There you go.
Fucked.
Simple as
any other questions?
I gotta switch my avatar. One sec.
Good.
No. Just talk. Can I give you some advice here?
Sure.
Gradual tanning cream. Gradual.
I have some somewhere, but I don't know. It irritated me because when I put it on, I still get these big white patches. There's not much I can do with it.
No, you got to exfoliate first.
No, you don't realize I'm dealing with some real go watch a Michael Jackson documentary. What he has,
pigmentation. No, I can fix that. No, we can fix that.
You cannot fix this. Look, watch this. Can you see the screen?
You got.
Can you see the screen?
Right. Can't see shit. Turn the light on. Just why you got the light.
I can't. The lights are knackered. I told you. Can you see?
You're doing this on purpose.
Can you see this? That is not a lump. Look, that's smooth. You see me
closer? Get closer.
Right, let's see if I press it. Look, I'm going to press it. It doesn't change color. I could jab it with a needle or anything. It will. It's white, and I've got them.
You thought about growing a fringe?
I'm having a
No, I'm serious. You thought about growing a fringe?
No, I'm kind of grown to like it. It's me. I don't, but I'm not. Look, I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out.
You're a good-looking man.
Well, I thank you.
From what I can see, from the little I can see here, you're a good-looking man. I can see the silhouettes.
Well,
good bone structure.
God bless you. I think I look good from the front. I don't know if you can see me on camera.
No, you're a very good-looking man.
The trouble is, see when I go to the side, check this, right? You look at this, right? Ordinary looking good.
Yeah, but high bone. Look at that.
Look at how weak that chin is and the big nose. It just
no. This is what you do, my friend, right? You grow a beard. Beard is makeup for men, right? There's a lot of chinless fucks out there that grow beards. So you grow a beard, especially heavy around the jaw area, right? It works for lilacs. So what you then do, right, look at Dan Bilzerian. He's a chinless fuck. Have you seen the beard on that guy? You with a beard, you create the illusion of a square jaw. Very manly. I think it suits you, David.
I appreciate the logic. I appreciate the logic. I think I'd rather just get a chin implant, though.
No. You just get a beard. You got high cheekbones. You got magnificent cheekbones.
I'm guilty of that, Narc.
Thank you, by the way.
To emphasize my chin, I trim my beard to a little more of a point in the front to make the illusion of.
Yeah, but you're already manly. You're already manly. You're a man's man. You make Chuck Norris look like a pussy. David Connelly, you're very pretty. Right?
God bless you. God bless you.
You got very nice cheekbones. I'm telling you, some men, when they dress as women, will be beautiful women. You can be that person because you're very pretty.
Oh, here we go.
No, I'm not trolling you because you got very nice features. Mike, for example, has got very manly features. He'll make an ugly girl, right? But you got very good features. You remind me of David Bowie.
Ah, well,
yeah.
That's
oh shit.
I have a video on YouTube called "How to Sing Like David Bowie." I think it's got 100,000 views or something. It's
nice.
It's one of my party pieces.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I don't really look that much like him. I'll show you something interesting if anybody can look at the camera. Right, I'm not a good-looking guy at all. This weak chin.
You are. No, look at that profile.
Right.
I reckon you should do the whole interview side on. Your profile is magnificent.
No, my profile is garbage.
No, it's good.
Look at the big gaps in my hair. Look at this. Nobody here has got bald patches here. I have. Look at that. You've never met anybody with a bald patch.
You know, solve that problem.
David, don't sell yourself short there, David.
No, it's fine. I don't care.
Good-looking man.
You know how we solve that problem, David?
Man. He's a good-looking man.
You know how we solve that problem?
We've got another panelist. We've got Dirk.
Let's make it even darker. We can't see.
No. Hey, boo.
Hey, boo.
I was talking to Narc.
Dirk, okay, buddy. I love David here. I've been following you for years, David.
Would you like a serious lesson on how to look good online? It will take 1 minute.
I need all the help I can get.
Right, give me 1 minute. I'm going to show you, right?
And he's got a pussycat. Archie, how you going, buddy?
Hey, very quickly there.
Hey, Arch, are we going to try to? You want me to negotiate for David? Because I think if you offer him net 40% net, then he might take that offer. Is it 40% net?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we're paying attention, folks.
Very quickly, I got to catch up on the super chats. David Burnett, Thomas Burnett, £2. Ahoy, David! Did you sell the Steve Jobs Seiko? He said
you
got that.
Can you see me on the screen?
$5. David, what does the watch tell you about the wearer? What does the watch tell you about the wearer?
David, what does the watch tell you about the wearer? Wow, that's a question and a half. Tells you everything. It tells you everything. Everything.
Julius Caesar, $2. The new Longines Conquest is a great watch for 2000. It's garbage. Patel Philippe, pull up a random watch like an Explorer 40 and maybe and ask David his thoughts on the Explorer 40.
I'm going to give the guys a quick lesson on how to look good online, if that's okay, Archie. It'll take half a minute, right?
You're mesmerizing, David. You're mesmerizing.
Right. You can see that I've put a couple of little lights on, just cheap little lights that I picked up from IKEA. No big deal, right? And look at the difference the lights make. But I want you to look at my face closely, right?
Now, no, I don't want to. I'm afraid to. I'm going to get hypnotized.
Look at his cheekbones. Look at those cheekbones.
This is a very weak, ordinary face.
You got blue eyes. You got
nobody is
blue
attracted to this guy, right?
No, you are. You got beautiful blue eyes. What color are your eyes? What color are your eyes?
With my eyes?
What color are your eyes, David?
They are blue. But watch closely, right? Just watch this, right? It's going to take 1 second. Are you watching? Normal face. And what you want to do is imagine somebody shining a light in your eyes. You just watch. You see the difference? You see? And so It's like, hold your phone up, try the experiment, and you put the light on, and it's like as if the light's in your eye. I believe the word is squinting, although you're not squint. It's like, you see? And there's a guy does a video on this on YouTube, and he shifts his jaw forward and everything. And from the side, he looks like this. He looks like a moron, but he's actually adjusting and contorting his face. And some people can do this, and it's quite remarkable. So that's my advice.
Yeah, a lot of
David,
people
you look
use
like
David.
you look like you're in an interrogation room.
I feel like I'm in one.
Actually, you remind me of David Caruso.
Oh yeah, but
You see?
Caruso
Yes.
was a redheaded. He was a redheaded stepchild like Tommy.
Yeah. You know Tommy?
Tommy?
Tommy's a resident redheaded sex symbol on this channel.
Oh, jeez.
We all aspire to be like Tommy. When we are in dilemma, we always ask, what would Tommy do?
Okay.
But you look like David Caruso. If David Caruso wished he looked like you. Splitting image.
Do you know who David Caruso is?
I have no clue.
Can you put him up,
you're
David?
watching-
Archie.
CSI. He was the original guy in CSI.
Can you pull up David Caruso?
Is he the guy that was in First Blood? Is that guy?
Not the Watch Collection, David Caruso.
I hope it's not the guy from First Blood.
Not the main actor, if anything. He might be in it, but
It's not the guy that was saying, "Oh, look at that! Look at those
it's not.
muscles."
It's not
I knew there was
Stallone.
something about that guy. Oh, I hope
Not a
it's
watch, Arch. David Caruso. Keeps
not-
putting up
I really
watches.
hope it's not him.
There he is there.
No, that's the whole one. Young, we're talking CSI. There.
Oh, it is the guy. Oh man,
Look.
he
Good looking.
he had the part of a complete asshole in First Blood.
Jesus,
Oh,
he let himself
okay.
go, dude.
Okay.
What went wrong
Good-
with David
good call.
Caruso? What went wrong?
Great
Good
call.
You remember?
No, Archie, why are you trolling
Yeah.
David now? Are you saying he's going to look like that? No,
Yeah,
I
he
want
was
young
in
him.
Blood, remember?
Young one. Yeah, there. Look at him.
Oh no! But you remember what he was like? That was the scene where the guy
No.
was like,
No,
"Oh,
I'm
young
just saying.
kid,
I'm just
young
saying. I'm
kid."
not saying you are him. It's like there's a person in Archieverse. I said it looks like a certain person. I got criticized. I said it looks like him. I didn't say he did what he did. Rest in peace. You just look like him, but a better version.
No, well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm not.
Let me ask you something, David. How much pussy do you get? You fighting them off? All jokes aside.
No, I have a terrible time in that. I've never had any luck, actually.
No, you're too intimidating. You know what your problem is? You're too intimidating. Me and Archie discussed this. When you're that good looking, people are intimidated.
You're
You gotta
full
be
of
just
shit, man.
above.
You're full of fucking shit. You know?
Dave, this guy here at the pumps, this guy here can really.
Is
what the
that him
fuck
now?
went wrong?
Surely that's
What
not him
went
now.
wrong, Naki Poo? Naki Poo, what went wrong?
Fuck,
Too many
Tommy looks
ice
like
cream.
that now. No,
Too
look
many ice
at,
creams.
no, but look at David. How old are you? 42, 43?
Thank you. I think I'm 48.
48.
48?
Hmm.
No, you're aging. You're aging in reverse. You got Benjamin Button here.
Oh, well, thank you so much. Okay.
No.
It's one of these situations where I'm kind of like, am I getting the piss taken out of me here? I don't know.
No. Let me ask you, David. How come you have a problem with women?
This is you, David. David, this is you.
We're going back to
Yeah.
watch talk. I'll jump
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
Give me jump off, Arch. I'll
Please,
jump
I'm
off.
gonna go- And he's
No,
what's
stay on.
what's
It's
your
all right.
thoughts on this watch?
No,
What's
David,
your
before I go, David,
I
before I go,
got
you wanna do a
super
private-
chats. I gotta steer this fucker.
All right, read it then. Read it.
AC3, pull up a random watch like an Explorer 40, maybe, and ask David his thoughts on this Explorer 40. What do you think of it, David? Yes, no, maybe.
David?
Yeah, really, I like it. I like it a whole lot. I do like it. I don't know if I would buy one, but I like
That
it.
doesn't suit you. That color doesn't suit you. You got a pink hue. You need rose gold, Dave. For
You know
you,
what would be a perfect watch for David? Oyster Perpetual.
what color?
Turquoise or
Yeah, that could work.
red Oyster Perpetual.
Pink.
If you can get it.
Okay.
David,
And they're
before I
David,
go,
they're affordable. You can get them. You can get them for like how much can you get a pre-owned oyster perpetual for, Archie? $5,000.
Ooh, but I think the Tudor's better for him. The Tudor would be better for him. Come on, man.
Yeah, but he wants to get laid. He needs a Rolex.
Tudor's fine.
The OP is also available in a really.
He's getting more than
no,
enough.
this guy gets enough pussy. This guy should, Dave. You should never be married. You should never be committed to one woman. You got to spread your seed around. Don't be selfish. You spread your seed around, David.
Yep.
Come on. You're a ladies' man, aren't you? When you walk in a room,
on the super chats, we've got Thomas
when you walk in a room,
£2. David, do you listen to Scottish Watchers podcast? Yes.
No, unfortunately, no. I've listened to a lot of the Just One More Watch guy. I like his channel. I haven't checked out Scottish Watches, but I'd like to check them out. I'm sure they're a good channel. I've enjoyed listening to Oisin O'Malley, but some of his politics is a bit crazy in my opinion. But bless the guy for expressing himself, you know. I enjoy, believe it or not, you won't like it, but I enjoy Rodent 100. I listen to sometimes Doc's Report. They're sort of like catch-up services.
Like 10. That's 10. That's 10.
You like
Jay Anthony in the chat. I got a message from Jay Anthony now. He goes, "Who's this guy stealing my limelight?" See, Jay Anthony's been on the panel lately. Jay Anthony now is messaging me, "Have I been replaced by this beautiful-looking man?"
Uh-huh.
You're starting. I bet you're swimming in pussy. You're swimming in pussy.
Hey, who's the guy from Malaysia?
Erwin.
Oh, Erwin's getting a little nervous too, I think.
David, look at this lighting. The suit, the tie.
Looks good.
Classed up this joint, Archie. Classed up.
All right.
I'm going now. I'm off, David.
David, what's that little thing? That chain? What is that for? Is that a watch?
This thing.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll show you. This is a little. I actually.
Nice meeting you, David. I'm off, David. See you later.
Bless you. Thanks a lot.
I got another super chat. I got to get these super chats. Patel Philippe, $2. AC3, play David's YouTube video on Play In Like Bowie. He plays in like.
Oh yeah. I can do that.
I love David Bowie. David Bowie is one of my all-time favorites. I got to tell you, David Bowie.
Now, who did you like more, David Bowie or Ziggy Stardust?
No, David Bowie. I like that song, Heroes. David Bowie. So what's the name of your channel? Please give me the name of your channel, David. What's the name of your channel?
Oh, if you just go to YouTube and search for how to sing like David Bowie, I'll probably turn up.
Do you like China Girl, David?
I love China Girl.
Yeah. It's actually a really easy one to sing, that one, because it's all just
China Girl.
Yeah, so it's really croaky. You're best doing that one when you get out of bed in the morning, because it's all
he had an affair with that Chinese lady. Did you know that? He managed to bed. He found that girl in a Sydney Chinese restaurant. He managed to take her
here we go.
Here we go. Listen.
You're thinking, how do you sing like David Bowie? Well, actually, there's 3 key ingredients to singing like David Bowie. I'm going to sing Happy Birthday in my normal voice, and then we'll sing Happy Birthday to you in my David Bowie voice. And as you shall see, there are 3 ingredients to Bowify the voice, okay? So follow along, right? So we'll do Happy Birthday in our normal voice. Here we go. So let's see. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear. Happy birthday to you. All right. So, ingredient number 1. We add a little bit of vibrato. That's ingredient number 1. So that would take us to Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear. Happy birthday to you. Okay, that's ingredient number 1. Okay, ingredient number 2 is we add a little bit of croakiness to the old voice. Like, you know, when you wake up, you're all croaky, right? That's the perfect time to sing like Bowie. It's also a really good time to do Sylvester Stallone impressions. Hello, me. Okay, croakiness. So the second ingredient is we add croakiness. So let's go back to a happy birthday with ingredient number 2 added, okay? So vibrato and croakiness. So that would be happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Okay, so we've added this ingredient. The final ingredient, which is the magic one, which is the key ingredient to sounding like David Bowie, is, I don't really know the word for it, but you need to add a little ha.
What?
Can you go
Wait,
ha? Can you do
pause,
that? Okay,
pause
let's all do it together. Ha. You need a ha.
Pause
okay?
it.
And it's right at the back of the throat, and it's a ha.
David, pause it. You're making me feel inadequate. What the fuck? That you're taunting me. You remind me of Jeremy Fragrance. Jeremy Fragrance. You know who he is?
Well, hang on, man. This is the final stage of the Bowie voice. Let me.
This is brilliant. I love the way you flick those fingers.
Yeah.
You got gravitas. You're cursed with Kavorka. You know what Kavorka is?
Okay, we're going to get the last part of this.
Let's go for the cum shot. Let's keep on playing.
It was nearly finished.
All right. Play it.
Well, I guess not. I can't play it.
Play it, Archie. Wake up.
Yes.
I could escape this feeling with my China girl.
Yeah, one of those. Okay, that's cool. That's pretty much it. Maybe a little bit. Oh yeah, I feel a mess without my. Okay, happy birthday to you.
Brilliant.
That's pretty much it.
Once everything's perfectly organized, I'll start working on my theme.
David, I'm rock hard. I'm rock hard now.
Yeah. You know what's sad? I spent years doing web development tutorials and everything, and I think that was my most popular video. It's a bit of a downer.
I can see why. How many views? 3 million?
I don't know. I've not looked it up. I'm going to look it up right now. How to...
Turk, we don't deserve this guy.
Oh, my China girl.
It's not that many. I thought it had a lot more. It's not that many. It's far
How
less.
old were you? How old were you when you did that video?
I don't know. Well, it says on the screen, I think, a long time ago. I think it was 11 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
He hasn't aged.
I did some pretty dumb shit 10, 11 years ago, too.
What's that?
You did it last week, Dirk. You've done dumb shit last week.
Hey, David, why are Scottish people so hostile? They want to fight all the time. Why do they want to fight, man?
Do you think I'm coming across as hostile?
No, not. You're the only one I know that's not.
Yeah, I don't think they are hostile, actually. My observation is they're not. I think the accent sounds a little bit scary sometimes.
It's sexy. It's sexy.
Nah.
You know Sean Connery? Sean Connery is Scot, and he used to beat the shit out of his wife.
She deserved it. She deserved it. David, you've never been married? David, you ever been married?
No, I'm not. Oh, jeez, here we go again. Could you do me a favor? Watch the first appearance here, and all questions are answered.
No. Look, David, I cannot imagine like you. A man like you cannot be tamed. A man like you cannot be tamed. You cannot be tamed.
Let's save some time. Let's save some time. Can we have a cavalcade of randoms all telling me I'm an asshole? That's
I love you, David.
I'm feeling a bit shortchanged.
You're a good sport.
I actually liked it when you did get angry because I could tell that was real anger in you versus like made up.
Did you see all of that craziness last time?
Yeah, I did. It was good stuff, man. I could tell you were really hot, man. You're really angered.
It was terrible. I had about 2 days. I was convinced somebody was going to come in the door. I went nuts.
Hey, you only have to worry about one person coming after you. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Here we go. No, you had an agenda here, Dirk.
You just gotta watch out for OC, okay, and everything else will be cool in the gang.
By the way, I bet you Archie comes back with sourdough bread in his mouth.
Or ice cream.
David, you're a good sport.
Thank you.
What?
Naki, that's just nasty sourdough. What do I need sourdough?
Well, you heard that. How'd you hear that?
Yeah, we got a super chat from Big Tony, $5. David, 50-50 super chat split, and you have to sign some legals. David, just come on the dungeon. It's a way to make money. If you're not making enough money
Read the whole
in
super
your
chat.
live, here we go. David, 50-50 super chat split, and you have to sign some legals like a non-disclosure agreement, plus an IP and customer lead, sole ownership of AC3.
Right. I'm going to give you a serious response, Archie, right? I currently have an income of $125 a month from YouTube. It's all I've got, right? So it's a really kind offer, and thank you. Here's the problem. There's two problems. First of all, I think that you've got a history of, rightly or wrongly, thinking that people are coming in trying to hijack your vibe and ride off coattails. And I don't want that accusation ever. Secondly, I think that there's a lot of drama here and a lot of people who have a deep love and friendship for each other, but pretending to
He knows his community too well. You read us like a book, David.
If I come on and act all civilized and behave like this, everybody's going to feel shortchanged, and you're going to want this guy. Everybody's going to be waiting on that. And
yes,
exactly. And I don't know if I can bring that guy out every night. It's not easy. So you're wasting your money. Do you know what I mean? It's a waste of money. That's the concern. You know,
he wastes money all the time. That's what he does. David, I'm going to jump off. I'm going to say you've been a good sport.
Okay, thank you. Bless you.
I'm going to get going too, David. It's good talking to you. How's Trongate? How's Trongate?
It's terrible. Trongate's terrible. It's awful. Everything's terrible. None of the self-help books worked. None of them worked. But thank you for asking.
I watched some of your videos. I'm still a subscriber, bro. I'm still a subscriber.
God bless you. I had a really bad night tonight, but anyway, I'm trying my best. But listen, I think it's gone well tonight. Everybody's been reasonably cool, right? Last time I was on here was really, really brutal. And did I show you my calendar? I actually crossed off. I'll show you. All
right, I'm gonna get going. I'll see you, Arch. See you, Mike. Chingao, brother.
Chingao, motherfuckers.
This is how badly it went the first time I came on here. Look at this. I crossed off all the days. I was like, I'm staying away from social media for 2 whole weeks. That's how bad it went, you know. I banned myself because I was just like, I can't, you know, this is terrible. This is killing me, you know. So it was like that. But hopefully, I think it's gone okay this time. I think it's gone okay. Everybody seems reasonably friendly, which is okay, you know. Just don't mention my hair. But it's gone a bit. Everybody seems pretty cool. And I think I've figured you guys out. I think it's, and I say this respectfully, I kind of think that maybe this is the drama business that you guys are in, you know. I don't know. But I'm sure whatever happened was all well intentioned. All right. Well, I think I've probably taken up enough of your time, folks. I'm all out of patter. Ever had the feeling you've been shortchanged? Well, what can I tell you?
Were you expecting?
Am I here all by myself?
I got to be honest with you. You've done a great job, David. I got a super chat here from Patel Philippe, $2. Dave, this is a great opportunity with El Diablo Incorporated. Dave, you could make a lot of money, man. You got the personality. I got the looks. You got the brains. Let's make money. You got the looks. I got the brains. Let's make Pet Shop Boys. The Pet Shop Boys. Come on, the Pet Shop Boys. Let's do it, man. Yeah. I got the looks. You got the looks. I got the brains. Let's make money. Come on, Dave.
Yeah, that would be. I'm singing like the guy from the Pet Shop Boys.
And you know,
You're welcome.
Nice.
Help you. We'll give you leads. Dave will give you leads. You get your own slot. You can do whatever you want.
Okay, well,
sharing.
I'll have a think. There's an old saying that beggars can't be choosers, so maybe we can do something. But I really want it to be stressed that I'm not. I don't even really consider myself a part of the watch community or anything anymore.
It doesn't matter. You just want to make some money, for fuck's sake. We're all desperate here.
Well, that's for sure. That is for sure. I mean, I have the. Do you know how much this watch costs? This is a £1.50 watch. So maybe there's a place for that.
Hey,
who knows?
You know what? This could be a great start to your YouTube career. If you think about it, you come on the dungeon, you still can do your own thing. Man, this is a chance for you to turn this into a full-time business.
Well, we'll have a chat about it. I wouldn't do it unless I felt that I was delivering value, Archie, and I honestly don't see
you
how
get a profit. You get a profit-sharing arrangement. If you don't perform, you get paid fuck all. It's perfectly fine. It's your incentive based. Do you understand this? This is Thatcherism at its best. Okay?
I'm going to tell you something, Archie, and this is not bragging. There's a video on YouTube that I did a while ago called the Mega app. I built an app with 1 million lines of code, and it's true, I did. And it get using a call center.
What the hell are you doing here, pressuring David?
All I have to do is copy and paste that app, and I could probably make a whole lot of money from companies who have call centers. But I ain't going to copy and paste it.
You're not that type of guy, David. You're not that type of guy.
Exactly. I am not selling anything unless I'm confident.
Don't sell yourself. Don't be who you are, right? Archie, right?
So
why are you putting a hard sell on him? Let David come on. If he wants to have fun. If he wants to run dungeons.
Let me say something. I want to say something to Patel Philippe. I want you to find the most expensive safari suit outfitter you can. The safari suit.
I want a duet with David and Archie.
You know what the safari suit is, Narc?
Yes. I want you and David to sing a song because I think that would be brilliant. David's got a beautiful voice. The contrast between come on, David. Let's choose a song. You got beautiful voice, David.
We're gonna pick a Karen Carpenter song. He can get the Karen lead, okay? I can hear the voice.
Let people super chat the song they want to hear. Because David, you got a great voice. That's all I want to say.
Do you have the ability to do votes on this channel?
Yes. We do polls all the time.
Right. Here's what to do. Have a vote with the community when I'm not here. Have it anytime you want when I'm not here. If the community vote that they'd like to have me along, then I'll take it on board.
I speak for the community, David. I'm the union rep. We love you here.
I don't
know. We love you here, David. We love you.
That's my offer. Have a vote with the community, and then we'll talk.
I've already had a vote. I'm the union rep here, David. I don't come on this panel often, but when I saw you today, I go, I want to make a comeback. I haven't been on for months. David.
Yeah.
I've been depressed. You came on. You shine some light in my day.
Thank you.
We love you here.
All right. Well, we'll find out. The poll does not lie, okay?
No, read the chat. Do we want David back? Yes or no?
Yes, 100%.
Look at Archie's face. Does that look like a man who's happy?
Look, even Rick Foss had 3 yeses.
Yeah, no, absolutely. David, you should come back.
Read the chat.
Come back on the show on a regular basis.
Thank you.
Please come back on a regular basis. I don't know if you want to take Archie up on running his dungeon shows.
No, Dave, no pressure, Mike. Hey, don't listen to Mike. He gets 40%.
No, I'm just saying.
He's a headhunter. He headhunts people, right? He gets 40%.
Well, look at the vote and see what it says. I'm not voting, of course, and I'll respect the will of the vote. Right?
David, come back. If you had some fun today, come back.
I don't think I'm worth it. Honestly, I don't see the point.
Do you think Mike's worth it? You know how much money we pay Mike? He's not worth it.
I know, for what they pay me. Fuck.
Mike has a good energy.
No, he's riding your coattails. It's not normally like this.
Mike has a good
David.
energy.
What's that?
Really?
He's talking to me? You talking
Yeah.
to me?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh,
yeah.
Mike's got good energy. What'd you get?
What were you saying?
You said you got good energy. Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's got good
really?
energy.
Oh, I think I have good energy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Ask me to back it up.
You can be sarcastic, aren't
Ask me
you,
to
David?
elaborate, and I'll elaborate. It
No,
causes me
Back it up. Back it up.
I-
Elaborate.
no difficulty whatsoever.
I was just
Elaborate.
joking about the you talking to me thing.
He's trolling you, Mike.
No,
David,
I can back it up if you want. It causes me no difficulty whatsoever. I'll
Right,
justify.
go on.
I don't
Right,
you don't have
justify
to
it.
back anything up.
Sure.
What are
Sure.
you going to back up?
Okay, I'm going to explain why you've got a good energy, and please do take the compliment.
you know he's a descendant of Caesar?
I watched somebody who shall remain safely anonymous behave in an extremely aggressive way towards you on a live stream one time. Let's not attack anyone who's not here to defend themselves. But I watched that, Mike, and you responded to that by saying, I would never disrespect you that way. That was what you said, and you said it calmly. And immediately that person was disarmed. I respect that, and I recognize that as the skill that it is. That is the good energy, Mike.
Oh, thank you very much, man.
Not too many people can do that.
Very much appreciated.
He's got
You're
good
welcome.
energy. He does have good energy.
Mike, were you having a go at me then? Was it you having a go at me then?
Pardon me?
Was it me that I was I the one attacking you, or was it
no,
someone else?
not you. No, not at all. No, not you. No, it wasn't you at all. The guy ended up apologizing actually right there after it. It was a really impressive demonstration.
Yeah, Mike's like that. Mike's like he's very well respected here.
Yeah. It's an astonishing thing. You don't see it very often, and it's beautiful.
Sometimes I bite back.
Yeah, look, when you own a Porsche 930, right? You got
no, whatever.
What? I'm telling you, the type of guy who owns a 930 doesn't put up with crap. People who buy Lamborghinis, for example, they're superficial, materialistic. But Porsche drivers, they're drivers. Hey, they love driving, not like Lamborghinis. What do you think about Lamborghinis with conventional doors, David? Would you ever buy one of those?
What would I buy? What? Sorry,
a Lamborghini with conventional doors.
I can't see it. No.
No.
David, the answer is yes. I'd buy any Lamborghini because
no, it has to have scissor doors.
Well, whatever.
When I see a guy with a Lamborghini with conventional doors, I say this guy couldn't afford the Aventador. That's what I say.
I don't know Lamborghinis well enough to even comment, so I'm going to step out.
What do you think about? Right. Well, I think a guy with a Porsche. That guy loves cars. It's like the Breguet. It's French, right? He loves watches. When I see a guy with a Ferrari, old money. Lamborghini, new money, no taste. Baseball caps, labels. Am I right here, David?
I don't know. I'm
glad you agree. I'm glad you agree.
No, I don't know. I'd need to think about it. These are complex issues, and they deserve careful thought and analysis. You know.
What do you think? What do you think about a guy who lives in his office?
If I bought a Lamborghini, it would probably be because
no. You know what I picture you as? An A-type Jaguar, convertible. No, actually not convertibles yet. You don't like the wind blowing through your hair, so it'd be a coupe, a classic car. You're a classic car type of guy.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Funnily enough, you'd never guess it, but I did have a few cool cars because I built for them.
Yeah, I imagine you having a beautiful young blonde in the passenger seat.
Like that.
What about a redhead?
My coolest, I do have a cool car moment if you want to hear about it.
Right.
I had a client of mine with a conversation about the equalizer, and
you had a client?
We were talking about what car would the equalizer drive if he was around today.
He drove a Jaguar. Right? He drove a Jaguar XJ6 Series 3. Okay, please.
Yeah.
He drove a Jaguar XJ Series 3. He didn't drive XJ40. It was an XJ Series 3. Pepper pot wheels. I know exactly the car he drove. Okay.
Nice. Yeah. The thing is, what would he drive today? Because the Jags are made in India now. You see.
No, they're still made in England.
I don't. Well, they're owned by an Indian company, right?
The quality is still making it.
the quality went up after the Indian company took over. That's for sure. You know that. Ford was absolutely atrocious. Tata actually introduced quality control to Jaguar.
Okay. So do you
It
reckon
saved
he
them
would
from
be
going
driving a
bankrupt.
Jaguar
You know
if
that?
he was around
It
today?
saved them from going bankrupt.
Jay Anthony, jump on. We're talking cars. Jay Anthony, where the hell are you?
Anyway, my coolest car moment was having this conversation with a client, and eventually we settled upon a Land
No,
Rover.
Dave. I just know. Wait, David. You just like saying clients. You're flexing here to say you had a client.
No. It's just the fact that I'm not going to name the guy. But the funny thing is, we agreed upon a car, and then 3 days later, one of them drove up and
We've got
got
a poll
unloaded
going.
with
We've got a
trailer,
super
and they
chat. I
gave
got
me
a
it, and
poll.
it
I got to
was
run
okay.
this poll now. Super chat. We got Yankee Doodle. David, what do you do for a living? David is a musician. He's a programmer. He's a self-employed businessman, entrepreneur, philanthropist. He does it
A sex
all.
symbol.
Patel Philippe, $2. Poll is up. We live and die by the poll, and the poll is saying at the moment,
Bear loves polls. Bear loves
David
polls.
make this deal with AC3. A yes. Yes is 41%. Aye, 41%. Yes, 37. No is 20. David, you're in, man. I love you. The crowd wants you. Patel Philippe.
Thank you.
$2.
Thank you, folks. Thank you very much.
WhatsApp. Safari.
We live and die by the polls. Just ask Bear.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. I have to have a think about how I can possibly bring value. I don't think I'm bringing any value tonight.
No, you're in the Lux Steel karaoke show.
Let's have I'll have a wee think about it. Patel, perhaps we can have a phone call.
I got to go. Hey, David, can you please, before I go, you and Archie do a duet, a song.
We are the champions. David.
Come on, David. Please, one song, you and Arch.
It's just a little bit late, unfortunately.
We are the champions.
David, what song would you like to sing?
We are the champions.
Well, I would love to sing "We Are the Champions," but
right, let's go. I'm going to jump off.
It's not quite that easy. God bless you. I didn't catch your name, by the way, but thanks for passing by. And
Curly.
You're not Curly.
I'm Curly.
It's
not. He's not Curly. Don't mess with me like this. I'm not.
I'm Curly. What about Mookie? All right, Mookie.
He's not Mookie.
He's a mute. He doesn't talk.
Okay, folks, I've had a fantastic time.
No, you got to sing a song before you go.
No, I can't. I've got neighbours.
No, whisper it.
I have neighbours. I'll do it maybe another time. But I have to go. I don't want to hijack the show anyway. There is nothing interesting about any of this. I have from my end. I have no joke. I have no gags. I'm done. And it's my fault. It's not yours. Okay. So thank you very much indeed for being here. And thanks for having me, Archie. It's been a pleasure. You look well, by the way, I have to say.
It's been an absolute honor to have you on. You've been a great guest. Please come again, David. So. David, please come again.
All right.
If you are keen to make some money, we are keen to get you onto the dungeon. We give you any time slot. You can do whatever you want. Comedy, stand up, anything you want. We will help to get the show going. So please.
I'll have a think. Does Patel speak for you, Archie?
Yes, he does. He is 100%. I love that man so much.
Okay, in that case, with your permission, I'll maybe have a chat with Patel later on. Is that okay?
He's a great guy. He's great.
Is that okay then?
Of course.
Okay, cool. That's what we'll do. Thank you so much. Everybody, you were really nice to me tonight, and I appreciate it. I had such a hard time last night, and I was dreading this, but everybody's really nice to me, and thank you so much. I appreciate it.
We like you, man. We like you.
Thank you.
Yeah, very much enjoyed you, David.
All right. Bless you all. Thanks, guys. See you later.
See you, man.
Thanks a lot.
Day.
Cheerio.
Good guy.
Right.
He's a good guy.
How do we get
Jay Anthony joining us. Hello there. Who's that? Jay Anthony. Hello, Jay.
Hello. I just wanted to say hi to David. I thought he handled himself very well, had a great sense of humor, and put up with all the bullshit. So cheers, sir.
Oh, thank you so much.
I think he got annoyed off by Narc, honestly.
I don't know how to get out of here.
You're welcome to the dungeon.
Could you please kick me out? I don't know how to get out.
Sure.
He's stuck.
What is this BS, Archie? That Jaguars are better now that they're owned by an Indian company? What is this nonsense?
The quality
up
went
with
up.
that?
Ford absolutely. What Ford did to Jaguar is a shame. They should be ashamed of themselves. Did you know when Ford originally took over Jaguar, they went there and they noticed like they didn't have parts bins. They had people just help themselves to any bins. They said Ford, when they took over Jaguar, they said, I've seen factories in India, I've seen factories in China, I've seen factories in some of the worst factories in the world, but this Jaguar would have to take the cake. Okay. Ford was not Jaguar's friend. Okay. Ford was not Jaguar's friend. What they did on the Aston Martin, they basically reskinned an XJS as an upcoming Aston Martin. It's an absolute disgrace what they did. The other thing is that Ford did was they had that horrible V8, which had that horrible problem. Most of them have shit themselves. They don't exist anymore. What happened to most of the V8s from the 90s, early 2000s that Jaguar had?
Were they Ford designs?
Sorry?
Was that V8 a Ford design or was it a Jaguar design that Ford put in the LS?
Jaguar never actually used a V8. They were straight six company.
You're going to tell me that the Jag 12-cylinder...
They had a 2.4. They had that engine, the 4.2. That 4.2 block came out from the 60s up until the XJ40, where they went to an aluminum block.
Mm-hmm.
That aluminum block was not a great block. That's in the XJ40. The XJ40 was the Jaguar with the single wiper blade. They stole it from Mercedes. Okay, they stole that idea. They reverse engineered a Mercedes E-Class wiper blade system. Okay, and that engine was an aluminum block, and basically it lasts about 130,000 miles. Then it needs to be rebuilt. Okay. Okay, it wasn't a great. If you consider that success, yes, it was a great engine. Okay.
I will counterpoint you. The Jags of the 70s and 80s are some of the most unreliable cars that have ever graced mankind, especially the V12s that nobody wanted to work on. Jaguar was almost
5.3 V12 could be a very reliable engine. It was actually a very simple. Okay, I grant you, it had a problem where one bolt went through two different types of metal.
Hold on. Let me ask you a direct question. You're going to tell me that pre-Ford Jaguars, let's take the X350, which is honestly my favorite XJ platform. I've driven a million of them. XJR that.
Just hang on 1 minute there. I'm going to bring this up because people don't know what an XJ150 is. Let's bring this baby up on the screen and we can see it in its grandeur. We can see it in all its fullest beauty. We can see exactly what we're talking about.
Let's see the X350. I love the X350.
X350.
Yeah, Super V8 Vanden Plas. You're going to tell me this is a worse car than a Jaguar of the 70s or the 80s?
Well, the car from the 70s or the 80s. Do you understand the history of Jaguar?
I gather you want to. This is very passionate for you, and you
remember when they were Swallow sidecars? It used to be called SS cars. They renamed to Jaguar because SS had bad connotations. Okay, so it was Swallow sidecars, SS Jaguar. What happened was the guys were in the army. Okay, I think they were doing the lights. Okay. And they sat down and said, what's the best engine we can make? And they said, okay, we want to make a straight six. We want this. We want that. That's how they came up with the design. Now, that engine, okay, that it started off as a 3.4, 3.8. Then it went to 4.2. I don't know if you remember E-Type Jaguars, early 60s. They started off as
there's many. Which series? There's several series.
Series 1 was a 3.8, but the Series 1 also had a 4.2, which was, and there's a big debate in Jaguar enthusiasts, is the 3.8 better than the 4.2? Different torque points. The 4.2 engine, it basically remained in service. The 4.2 engine remained in service up until the XJ40, which came out, I think, 1986 from memory. The XJ40. The XJ, do you remember the XJ40? I thought they were absolutely amazing. XJ40. This was the single wiper blade version. This is actually also the sucker horn Jaguar. This is the Jaguar that sucker horn has. XJ40. The early ones had the circle headlights, pepper wheels, and the single wiper blade. The XJ140. This was the Daimler version. You get them as a Daimler version. I like the Jaguar version better. I thought they were incredible. What did you think of them?
I am with you in love for Jaguar, genuinely. I think the E-Type is probably the prettiest car that's ever been designed. The car is just, I don't fit in it, so I can never have one, unfortunately. I've tried. They're way too small for me. I think they're breathtakingly beautiful. I think even Enzo Ferrari made a comment.
The E-Type Jaguar is really expensive now.
Well, the guy that I said had that Rolls Royce, he also had an E-Type. Red over cream. It was beautiful. The
problem is these cars were made for, this was after World War II and the Depression. People were shorter because they didn't get vitamins. They were short fucks.
So,
and it was always egotistical short men who bought Jaguars to make up for other shortcomings. That's who bought Jaguars. Short, bossy fucks. Short, angry men. Short, grumpy men. That's who bought these things. We got a super chat. Patel Philippe, $5. Jay Anthony, what's the wristwatch equivalent of a Chevy Malibu?
Hold on. So I'm going to agree to disagree. I love Jaguar. I'm with you. And I think the 50s and 60s, those cars are unmatched. The 120, the 150, those cars are incredible. I agree with you. To me, to tell me that
about successful Jaguars.
Hold on, dear sir. Let me finish my point. No. Hold on. I'm not letting this go. You're telling me
this is on the Lincoln platform.
I've driven those. They actually drive pretty well, and they had an R version of it too. That was actually pretty decent. You're telling me that the 1970s and 80s Jaguar
for this car?
You just don't want to listen, man. You're telling me you'd rather have Suckerhorn's car than a 2006-ish XJR Super V8 or Vandenplas. You're telling me it's a better car.
Unfortunately, because of the problem with the pistons, they won't start.
You're telling me the 80s car is more reliable than a car from 20 years ago. Are you sure?
I'm telling you the reality of that problem. Bore scoring. You know, Jaguar's finest moment was, you know what Jaguar under Ford, you know, you want to talk about success. Let's bring out something called the X-Type.
Yeah, the Mondeo and drag. I've driven one of these with a stick. They actually drive okay. The interior is actually nice.
Mondeo with a different front. That's all it was. It's his badge engineering at its. This was supposed to take on the BMW 3 Series.
Have you driven one of these?
Yes, I have. Yes.
Don't you think they drive okay? It looks like a Jag, right?
I also had a Mondeo, right?
Uh-huh.
That was probably the worst car I've ever owned in my life. It was okay when it was new. When it worked, it was okay. It had this intermittent fault where it wouldn't start. You had to open the bonnet, touch a cable, and then I spent a fortune trying to get that fixed. Could never work out what was wrong. Some earthing problem.
I respect to agree to disagree. The 80s cars I think are beautiful, but I would take a X350 any day of the week. Other than they have massive air ride suspension.
Jaguar, the X-Type was this success compared to a this would have been the same time as the E46 was out.
Yeah, but people that bought these were the people that would bought a Saab or a Volvo. To me, they weren't they were a different client, at least in the U.S.
Yeah, Jag crowd's a little bit different. The only Jag I own is an E-Type. Sorry.
But Jaguar would not exist without Ford. I agree they did some stupid stuff. And the XJ220, which I think is a beautiful car, they put the wrong engine in it too. Let's be realistic. They didn't sell that car to the people that pre-ordered it with a V6 engine in it. It's a beautiful car with the wrong engine in it. I agree with you. The engine's wrong.
The newest Jaguars are
But you know why they didn't put the 12 in it, don't you? Because the emissions. That's the problem. It was emissions.
Also, they didn't have the money.
Well, the newest, latest Jaguars that I see on the street are just drop dead gorgeous.
You like them when they made them more modern?
What's that?
They're SUVs.
No, I'm not talking about SUVs. Whatever their latest.
What are they then, Mike?
Sports car model. I don't know the designation. It's just the newest.
Talking about the F-Type. Those are nice. The Roadster.
Yeah,
We got a super chat. GB 20 Mex. What happened to original kind? No idea. Time to unwind. £2. J. Anthony, do you wash your own socks?
My significant does, and I appreciate them for it. And I guess to answer the question, I'm sorry, I think Tan asked a question.
Into a washing machine. You put them into the washing machine, don't you?
Yeah, we have a washer and dryer. We're pretty cutting edge in this house. Watch equivalent of a Chevy Malibu. It depends on the generation. So I assume we're not talking about the 60s. We're talking about the one that is currently going away, which to me is, what's a disposable, reasonably good looking, but not great watch. Sterling Original? No, that's too fancy looking. Give me something else.
We got Patel Philippe, $2. J. Anthony, pick a G-Wagon for Archie to punt around in. I tell you, which G-Wagon I like.
I'm going to say you're in the G65 because you want the twin turbo V12, just to say you have it in the flex.
No. Tell you what I want. One word.
Cayenne.
Original. Here we go. I take this one.
Rover.
Good move. I like the original ones.
I want that. It's got the 5-cylinder diesel in it as well. I want. Okay.
Good choice.
I remember, and they did them in green, lime green. Do you remember them in like this? Oh no, that's the modern one.
That's not for me.
Ouch.
Not for me.
It'll blind you.
It's like highlighter green. Yeah, I take an original one with the manual transmission, with no options, and roll up windows if they ever made it that way. Less to go wrong.
You know, it's kind of like
I don't understand the prestige in a G-Wagon. Do you?
You know, this.
You don't what about the G-Wagon?
I don't understand the class or prestige. Why do people think they look cool in a G-Wagon? That just I never get it.
Because they're $1 million. They're $1 million, Archie. So if you can ball around in $1 million SUV, you're fucking that much cooler than everybody else.
They're not $1 million, Mike.
I just think it's a great looking SUV, but they, especially the most recent generation before the total ground up refresh, they don't drive the way people think they drive. I mean, I'm sure you've been in one. They're loud. They're really clumsy handling. They suck gas. They're not a great SUV per se, but they're beautiful. If you like that thing, I think they're cool. But I know a lot of people that bought them that hated them because they're ungainly. They're really hard to drive in traffic. They get terrible gas mileage. They're loud. It's a big box.
So tell me this, the guy who had the Rolls Royce and the E-Type, you never drove the E-Type?
No, I saw it. I honestly don't fit it. How what?
How tall are you? How tall are you?
I'm just under 6'4". I'm like 6'3 3/4" or whatever, depending on how I get measured.
And you can fit into a Z3?
With the top down, the top of my head is level with the top of my windshield, A-pillar. Yeah, it's not a car that you'd ever want to flip over, and let's not put that in the universe. And the Germans, in their brilliance, actually have a limit how far you can recline the seat back. So I can't recline the seat back more than like 10 degrees off of straight up. So I can't lean back in it either. It's brilliant. It's got plenty of room with the top down. That's great. But yeah, no, I look like a clown in it. But roomier than the ND Miata. So there's that.
I like the Miata.
It's a great car, legitimately a great
Miata's
car.
probably more reliable than a BMW, but don't you think?
Ironically, I don't want to crush it, but my partner's has had more issues than my BMW has. There was some weird electrical fault with it where it was like shutting off the air conditioning and random like AC leaks, and then some of the taillights wouldn't light up. It's had some weird, goofy stuff. But it was probably built on a Friday or a Monday.
Tell me this. Jaguar, what happened to, how could they, I don't understand what Jaguar did wrong. What did they do wrong? Like, I tell you the truth. It's funny you say that. I actually test drove that S-Type, the Lincoln. I actually thought they were fucking sexy cars, okay? I thought they were really cool. I don't understand what went wrong with the S-Type. That I thought that was a good-looking car. They were a 5 Series rival. What the hell went wrong?
I honestly am with you. We're uncommon to like these things. I like these things. They had the 3.0 in the US, the 4.2, and they had the XK or the S-Type R.
I test drove one. I found that where the sunglasses went, where you put your sunglasses, right at the top here, it had a little sunglass pouch. That was actually pretty poorly done. It was really cheap plastics they used in them, but it had fake wood paneling. That was nice. The leather seats.
I liked
it was
it.
actually
The wood steering wheel felt good.
Power. I don't understand why Americans didn't like the S. Was they a success? The S-Type, is that considered a successful car or not?
I remember when they first came out, a lot of people had them, and I remember Sting had it, and I think the Desert Rose music video. They kind of had a bit of a cult following when they came out. To me, the Jaguars of this era.
You can buy these very cheap now. You can buy them very cheap.
Well, they're cheap for a reason. I'm not going to disagree with you on that. Most Jaguars are cheap for a reason.
The 20-year-old, 25-year-old sedan. I mean, they are cheap anyhow, aren't they?
Yeah. I mean, Mercedes S-classes, if you can still find one on the road, are cheap from then. And the 7 Series is almost all gone at this point.
That was E38. That's my favorite 7 Series, the E38.
On that, we agree.
That's the same era. The same era.
This came out. I'd say this came in mid-cycle of the E38 this generation. I like the X350 Jaguar more than the equivalent, even the LS 430 as much as I love the LS. If you've ever ridden one of those, they had the cut keys. They had the nicest chime when you turned them on. Jaguar had like their own door chime that had like this. It had a very British sound to it. It had like the lamb carpets in them. They just had a sense of, I don't know. Jaguars are like no other car. They had a feel to them. And the wood steering wheel.
What happened to Jaguar now? They basically make SUVs. They really haven't done well.
They got the E-Pace, the F-Pace. Yeah.
What? Tell me this. You might know. Since Tata took over them, what car are they? What underpinnings they use? That can't be original Jaguar. What do they use as underpinnings?
Well, they're tied with Land Rover, if I recall.
Correct. You wouldn't want to use any of that shit.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of why I'm questioning how Tata's somehow better.
I love the new Defender. You know something? I got to tell you something. I think that's
a beautiful truck. Yeah. What, you like an SUV? That goes against your all sedan mindset.
That new Defender is fucking good looking, but you know what's wrong with it?
It's a Land Rover.
No, the suspension, it's not like an old one. See, that's an old one. The new one is everything is it's air suspension, electronically adjustable. You get stuck in the wilderness with that, you're fucked.
I actually looked at one of these when I bought the Bronco. I cross-shopped this and the new GX 550 Lexus, and people that I know that own these have been telling me how great the loaner service is at their local dealership. It's in the loaner service pool more than it's in their garage. They have a lot of electrical faults, is what I've been told.
Do you think a lot of people who buy these people you're talking about, they don't really look after this stuff? Like, I'll give you an example, okay? You always hear about cars have faults. This car, fault. Some basic premises. Number one, let the car warm up, okay? Don't just drive, put the key in, off you go. Let it sit for 30 seconds to a minute. And then never floor it. Always keep it just very, very gentle with acceleration and that until it's until the needle is at the proper temperature, which is actually the temperature needle. It's actually only a water temperature. I don't know if you know this. It doesn't measure the oil.
Yeah,
It
there's an
actually
oil and there's a coolant needle. Yeah.
So that is
Yeah,
actually
the
only
oil
water, but
takes 10 to 15 minutes, no matter what car you drive.
correct.
My
Correct.
Roadster has both needles in it, so I have a gauge for oil and I have a gauge for coolant. To your point, but most cars don't.
No, no.
My car only has a oil temperature gauge. So
you want to at least the water be at full temperature before you drive it more. The next thing is turn off stop-start technology. Never use it. I accidentally don't turn it off. I go, oh, fuck, I forgot to turn it off. But 90% of the time, as soon as I jump in the car, I turn that off. The next thing you want to do is, if you have driven it rough, you've driven it enthusiastically, the last couple of kilometers, just drive it very gently. And even if you've still give it a minute, 30 seconds to a minute to just cool, just let the engine run, because that actually, as it's running, it cools the turbo and the whole car down. And it moves the oil through it, then turn it off.
You know what a turbo timer is, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's old school, though. I mean, they
No,
don't.
but I'm telling you, just a manual. You don't have
with
to.
Today's
These new
synthetic
cars,
oils, not necessary.
No. It is necessary. Okay, Mike, it is necessary. If you want it to last, you give it another 30 seconds before you turn it off, and then
I agree
finally,
wholeheartedly. I'm agreeing with you 100%, Archie. If you've just driven your turbo car hard, you should stop and let it idle for a few minutes and cool off. A turbo timer is you drive it hard, you get out and you pull the key, and the turbo timer keeps the car running for 2 or 3 minutes or 5 minutes. And so, but with today's synthetic oils, and as often as most people thrash their cars and then pull right into their garage, is very low. And so the whole coking issue of oil in the turbos is really a moot issue of today. But everything you say is absolutely correct. You should warm your car up for 30 seconds before you drive it. But
and then what I'm going to say is this: the most important thing too is to change your oil at 6,000 to 7,000 miles, not 15,000 miles that the dealer tells you.
You can't change it to
oil and filter.
Yes, but to answer your question, no, it's not the owners. I've literally seen people with these cars that have tons of money and I don't know what it is where you are, but here, like the dealer will actually send people to come pick it up from your driveway and give you a loaner. So it's not inconvenient to do services on them. It's been like stupid shit that's broken that is well within only a couple thousand miles on them. It's like electrical crap. And like the guy that I know that most recently had a Range Rover, it's like his screen in his car wouldn't turn on half the time, or if it did, it froze in like weird positions, or his climate control wouldn't kick on. It's like annoying niggly crap, or the speakers in the stereo wouldn't work, and then they come back later on like full volume. It was like gremlin stuff.
Hello, Archie. Hello, Anthony. Maggie the Snake.
Hey,
how you guys doing?
Hey, how's it going?
We got a super chat to tell Philippe $2. Show us some TVRs. Now, TVRs, these cars,
show me the cigars.
They were horrendous quality. These were absolutely horrendous. The quality of TVR, that's why they don't make them anymore, because they all were fucking horrible. They were fucking... Rudy Dobson's first decent car was a TVR. They call him a Trevor. And they were just British garbage. What do you think there, Jay Anthony?
This has always been forbidden fruit for me, so I've never had the chance to actually see one of these in person. But I always wanted, was it the Sagaris or the Sagaris and the Griffith? Or I've never had access to one of these, so I can't tell you. But I've always lost. It's a straight 6. It sounds amazing, but I've never seen one in real life, so I can't speak to them.
Yeah, TVR wasn't exactly known for its attention to detail or quality.
Oh, TVR, yeah.
Yeah.
TVRs, like they had the looks and they had the engines, but then they just were there was always some nagging issue with them that kept them from like bumping up into the higher echelon, and they just remained a small company, I believe. But they have put out some really beautiful stuff and some pretty terribly ugly looking stuff too. Back in the
I like
day.
everything about this car, other than I hear that, like, to your point, they're terribly unreliable. But a big straight six, a manual transmission, and a weird interior. I mean, this is cool to me.
Yeah, I like it too.
Oh,
I gather it'll get you
this,
straight to the scene of the breakdown.
this car will turn some heads, when you're driving it.
Got a super chat. Patel Philippe, $2. Jay Anthony, should Archie get a perpetual calendar paddock?
Hell no, he can't afford it. He has to pay off his HELOC.
Yes,
By the way-
that's it. I can't afford it. That is, you hit it on the head. I can't be buying watches if I owe money.
By the way, Anthony and also Max the Snake, what do you guys think about the new Rolex book? Do you guys think is interesting? What is your guys' opinion on that?
Where can you buy it from? Is it on Amazon?
They did from the author. You get the special edition that is much more fancy and so on. But the Amazon now is available. It's just a more simple print of that. I don't think
How much
even
is it on Amazon?
Yeah, this is what I wanted to say. I don't think there is a big difference in money, but you can put it up. You can check. I have no idea.
What
Patel
model
Philippe,
Rolex?
$2. Thoughts on the new Lexus LFR? Pull them up, Arch. The Lexus.
I think these are crazy cool, but they don't make them in manuals. Oh, this is even crazier than the crazy one.
Well, I've heard that Toyota's actually testing a new manual supercar, but I'm a little bit behind. Where did this one turn out? What are the specs on it?
This one is with the speakers to create sounds of engine.
Oh, I hate that. Yeah, that's another modern BMW feature too. Let's create fake engine noise like they do in movies, so it sounds like a V12. To answer your question about the book, I'll buy it when it's $5 used on Amazon. Until that point, I don't want to look at it.
Basically, what this book mainly provide is the production numbers of how many was made of each of the pieces. So, for me personally, it's very interesting. I thought that for you, going to be even more interesting.
Did you buy it, Master?
I bought it. It's still it didn't came, but I think that for
How much
Anthony.
Did you pay?
I'm going to tell you later is the mommy because it's the difference between yen. But the thing is that for Anthony would be more interesting because he's pretty much into the vintage pieces, and this give you exactly the production numbers of the vintage pieces, especially in this case on the sub. Maybe next year going to be a GMT book and later a Daytona book. But so far on the sub.
Have you been to Tsutaya and Daikanyama? That's like my favorite bookstore on the earth. Where do you get your books from in Japan? You just buy them online?
Again?
Where do you buy your books from?
From there a little bit also because as you know, most of the books are in Japanese. If you're really looking for an English version, you need to special order and then you need to wait a little bit. So the books are in Japanese here. My wife is a book freak. I mean, she have a room full of books, so I'm not.
Here we go.
Really
Patel Philippe, $2. Pull up Toyota Century and Panel's thoughts. I love the Century. I think these.
Oh, okay. I thought you guys were going to shit on this car. I love these things.
I think the styling. It leaves a bit to be. They're a bit antiquated, but that's the whole.
Yeah, it's not a pretty car.
Of them.
Looks presidential.
And I think the new model, actually, this is the newer incarnation of them, looks quite impressive. I think I quite like the proportions of it. This is an earlier one. Came out in the late 60s. Look at this.
Okay.
They were in JDM, Japanese domestic market sort of car. They never really came out.
I saw some of them here. They are not so hot. Look, Archie. Archie, look, if you probably like to know the rich areas, right? So in the rich neighborhoods, mainly the cars that you're going to see is Mercedes, BMW, Porsche.
There's a hearse.
Yeah, you're not going to see Japanese cars or even Lexus that is pretty much a
It's
very...
the original one. Look at that, the original Century. Look at that.
You know what's funny, Marcelo, in like Roppongi or Ginza, I do see these, and I see the Lexus LM, the minivan that Lexus makes with like the two like first class air seats in the back seat.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's so funny when those like blacked out vans pull up and these like celebrities get out. It's like crazy.
I never really understood the thing for vans, but to be honest,
Yeah,
with you.
in the U.S. they're not a sexy car, but in Japan they seem to love them.
Asia, they seem to love them too. Patel Philippe $2, Marcelo, why not promote your birthday? When's your birthday, Marcelo?
Actually, in 4 days.
No,
I got to tell you, these Centuries, that V12 is a very special engine.
I quite like the front end on this car.
You buy one of these, how would you get parts for it, Jay Anthony?
That's the so that you're thinking the same way I am. So I've legitimately looked for one of these, and I've looked for an R33 Skyline GTR, and I've come to the conclusion that both are going to be very hard for me to keep in the U.S. running, regardless of how reliable they were new.
Yeah,
like you said, the parts.
Unfortunately, it's easier to own a Supra than the Nissan for sure.
I love the Mark IV Supra, but God, is that car overpriced now? Thanks to Fast and Furious, that car is not a $100,000 plus car.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of made the Mark IV Supra kind of famous too. But the RB24, you know, in the later model GTRs, you know, is
26.
RB26, I guess.
Yeah, the twin turbo straight six.
Yeah, you know, it was kind of in direct competition with the 2JZ during that area, like 90 to 94, during the Mark IV era, you know, and that year of that vintage of cars, I really love. You know, the sports
it's interesting.
cars. They made some monsters. They made monsters back then.
You know, it's interesting. I see you guys love cars so much. When you guys come to Japan, you guys should go to Harajuku, Motesando there, because I think Anthony knows they're actually driving the cars around. You know, you see all the Lamborghinis, Ferraris, they're driving around here in the show-off area.
You know me well. I love Harajuku and Omotesando because you got Meiji Jingu right there. You can kind of do the temple walk and then go to the shopping district and see all the nice cars. That's such a nice thing to do.
How many times have you been to Japan, Jay Anthony?
On and off to Tokyo.
It seems they know Tokyo better than me, fuck.
If you can tell I have an unhealthy obsession, I forgive me. Yeah, I love Tokyo.
Patel Philippe, we got a super chat here from Patel Philippe. AC3, pull up Google Images and pull up some example of Jay Anthony's favorite car showing growing up. Pimp My Ride with Exhibit.
Oh, I don't want to. Pimp My Ride now.
This is like the lowest taste of low can we get anything this guy makes on TV.
I like Exhibit, but that show is terrible. They butchered cars.
Yeah, they did the most horrible things.
I was last year in the Tokyo car expert show that actually they did, and it wasn't so much impressive the way that I thought. Or some people told me that years in the past was much more impressive, the shows.
What's that underpass that everybody goes to? It's off the highway, the interstate. I can't think what it's called. I haven't made it out there. There's like I know what you're talking about. There's like a famous car meet too off of the highway.
Yeah.
Japanese people take care of their cars, so they're always nice to see. Unlike America, where we don't.
I don't know if they do. I think some Japanese do, some Japanese don't. I've seen some pretty. They don't tend to do the servicing. They don't understand cars. They don't seem to. Japanese have a throwaway mentality as well. Tell me this, Jay Anthony, what are secondhand BMWs like in Japan?
I don't know, but I watched a guy on YouTube who exports them from Japan into Canada and the US, and the auction prices are like ridiculously cheap for like cars with really low mileage. I can't believe how cheap the cars are.
And another thing about Japan, I remember like nearly 20 years ago when I was in New Zealand, a guy had a BMW and a Mercedes, and he told me that the car was shipped from Japan. So he said the cars that came, the Mercedes, BMW, Ferrari, Lamborghini, and so on, all these cars that came from Japan, they are cheaper than coming from the original countries.
There's no point sending a BMW from Japan to America or Canada, because you know why, Jay Anthony?
I mean, they're already dirt cheap here because nobody wants used ones. Well,
No, do you know
within the
why?
last 10 or 15 years.
You know why?
They're right-hand drive, and they're not 25 years old.
You drive on the wrong side. Japan is the same as Australia, England. Canada used to drive on the other side. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah.
Is it the wrong side, though? Because if we can argue about where cars really took off from, whether or not it's the U.S. or Germany, but we both drive on the left side. So that's so weird that the biggest automaking producers drive on the opposite side of that car.
Yeah, but
strange.
Archie, there is a trick because we're talking about new cars, not used cars. Let's say a new Lamborghini or a new Mercedes that you're getting from Japan instead of getting from Germany. And in that case, because listen, but but wait, listen. In that case, because you order new, you can order where the wheel drive going to be, because basically that car going to be shipped outside.
Why would you order the wrong side in Japan if you're that
because you're shipping to New Zealand or you're shipping to
New Zealand,
America. I know. Sorry, but you're shipping to another country. You know, that's why.
You got to understand. That's the reason. That's the reason.
Well, quick point though, the U.S. has a 25-year law on importing any new cars because of some bullshit policies. Because people were importing gray market Mercedes in the 80s that we couldn't get here for less money, and the Germans complained that we were taking advantage of their market, so they blocked any new cars that are less than 25 years old. But also, believe it or not, Archie, we do make right-hand drive cars in the U.S. for the U.S. market. Can you guess what they're for? Legitimately, there are in production. There's several in production.
Mailmen.
Yes, mail trucks.
Yeah, mail trucks.
You can get a Wrangler. You can get. We do make right-hand drive cars for mail.
Is that right? Amazing.
Yeah, look up a Wrangler right-hand drive, or they used to make the Jeep. What was it? The XJ? Not the XJ. The JK.
Wow. Yeah. Because it's for
By the way, Anthony, if the wheeling driving wheel is in the right side or something, this is illegal to drive it in America, or this is okay?
No,
it's not illegal at all. But they have to be older than 25 years old.
It's a pain in the ass. Nobody fucking wants it. It's a pain in the fucking ass. Okay.
Well,
it's
so
like
actually, funny.
We get Yankee cars here. They're on the left hand hookers, we call them, right? Because it's just a hassle. A conversion is very expensive. To convert it over, it's not easy. It's very expensive.
To your point, because where I live in Texas, they have a lot of Japanese cars that have been imported over 25 years old, and like classic European cars. And I see them all the time, and I'm jealous. A lot of old Land Cruisers, as an example. And every time they get to a toll booth or they get to like a drive-through, they're screwed. Because they're basically unbuckling their seatbelt, climbing over to the car to get to the other side window.
But our toll booths in Australia, they're all electronic. You got to have a beeper. There is no. You have toll booths.
Have you been to New York City or New Jersey recently? They have little coin chutes you can drop change into if you don't have Easy Pay. Where I live, to your point, there are RFID readers. But if you've been to New York, go have somebody take you on the New Jersey, the Garden State Parkway. You'll see people tossing coin into these little buckets on the side of the road. We're very old school.
Growing up near the Golden Gate, I remember they always had toll booths with somebody that accepted your quarter or whatever it was. But now toll is fully automated. It's and it's like $10 each, one in to go across the bridge, in one direction only. But yeah, I mean, when I remember, it was like 5 cents or something. It was like literally, or 75 cents or 50 cents, something like that. Now it's like $10. It's crazy.
I think the George Washington Bridge, New York, is like $20 now.
By the way, Archie, how much is the gas fee today in Australia? It's very expensive.
Gas. We use liters. You use gallons. Okay, it's a different measurement. We use liters. Our liter. It's tricky because we've got a different currency and you got a different measurement unit. So it's double what you guys in America pay. Okay.
Yeah. How much is a gallon? Is 5 liters, right? Something like that.
Something like that. 3.5.
Where I live right now, it's like $2.60 a gallon. But Mike in California would be double, knowing how California triple taxes everything.
No, I'm paying $4.99 a gallon for regular.
You're paying double, exactly.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Fucking stupid. It's literally like I don't have $1 extra at the end of the month because of fucking the increases in prices on everything.
Guys, I want to thank everybody who came on today. We had a really enjoyable show.
Thanks for having me on, Arch.
To upvote, you need to upvote. And I want to thank everybody who super chatted today, because without the super chats, the show does not survive. I believe Luxy will be on the morning show tomorrow. We're trying to get him back. We're just doing some contract negotiations. I want to thank the upvoters: Patel Philippe, Apes, Patel Philippe, SR Bell, Thomas Burnett, Patel Philippe, Andreas, Yankee Doodle, Patel Philippe, Rick Foss, Patel Philippe, Dirk Diglock, Patel Philippe, Dirk Diglock, Patel Philippe, Rick Foss, Dirk Diglock, Thomas Burnett, Dirk Diglock, Frank the Tank, Skies and Boys, Dirk Diglock, Thomas Burnett, Patel Philippe, Julius Caesar, Patel Philippe, Thomas Burnett, Patel Philippe, Big Tony, Patel Philippe, Yankee Doodle, Patel Philippe, Thomas Burnett, Patel Philippe, GB, Time to Unwind, Patel Philippe, Guys, that's the show for today. Thank you so much. And we will be back tomorrow. Thank you, guys. We love you so much. Much appreciated.